good team, though. Can't deny it. Patriots, I guess we are who you thought, or I guess we are who we thought you were. I don't know why when I said that the Patriots play a great brand of football in the month of December, I thought they would come out there and surprise some people and, kind of pull off the upset against the Rams, but that definitely didn't happen last night. I think Cam Newton's got to start questioning how much he's got left in the tank. We'll talk about that later possibly. And it's an interesting day today on the show because obviously we got all our topics. We got the 6-pack of picks coming up around 4:30. We'll be breaking down this Jaguars and Titans game a little bit. We have an interview with Logan Cooke that we're going to play later. So, we got a chock-full show today for a Friday. But in one of the topics and in one of the rundowns that I'm going over the email right now, because let's be honest, I don't check the email until we actually do the show, and I just kind of learn the topics as we go along because I'm kind of professional like that. But Brent Martineau in the rundown has Swift album, which I assume could only mean one thing. That's Taylor Swift, because she dropped an album today. So I'm going to hold off right now. And I know she's the trending topic on Twitter. She's the queen. It is what it is. But I'm going to hold off on Taylor Swift conversation until Brent Martineau gets here, because I got to know why in the world he would put Taylor Swift, of all things, in our rundown today. I mean, Kuz, that's up your alley a little more. Like, I can talk it. I know you can. I'm just curious to see if Brent Martineau can talk that. So that's going to be later on in the show today. But we got to talk about that game last night. And like I said, I thought the Patriots always played a great brand of football in December. But call it what you want. Call it the genius of Sean McVay. Call it the running game of Cam Akers. Or call it the defense of the Los Angeles Rams. That wasn't even close last night. And then that had all the makings of an intriguing matchup. And Aaron Donald said, no, we're all set. Jalen Ramsey said, no, it's not going to be entertaining. And Cam Akers, listen, if you need any more reasons why you don't draft a running back in the first round, look no farther than Cam Akers. Now, we've talked about Cam Akers a lot on the show. Obviously, we're the official station of the Florida State Seminoles. And Cam Akers' name has been brought up a couple times on this show. And I think Brent and I both agree from the standpoint of, listen, that guy was not used how he was supposed to be used at Florida State, right? Like, you didn't get to see the full arsenal that was Cam Akers. Now, every once in a while, he would drop an appetizer, right? And he would break off like a 70-yard run. But for the most part, you got the sense that when Cam Akers, went to the draft, went to the combine, then went to the draft, you got the sense that there was a bunch of untapped potential there. And you kind of kept an eye on to see who was going to get him. Now, the Rams drafted him, which was interesting because at the time, yes, you let go of Todd Gurley, and Todd Gurley was obviously a huge staple, a huge cornerstone of that team. But at the time, when Cam Akers was coming in, that backfield was pretty loaded. You had Henderson, you had a few other guys. So it took a while for Cam Akers to get, acquainted, let's just say, because he wasn't brought in to be the guy since day one. And then he had some injuries here or there, and Darrell Henderson started playing well. So it just, you didn't really get the sense that Cam Akers could get his time. Well, last night, and I should probably preface this by saying, 2 weeks ago, really, is when he showed you something a little bit. And then it's interesting because after that game, I forgot who the Rams played 2 weeks ago. I can check that out quick. But 2 weeks ago, I remember after that game, I was watching the press conference or like the highlights of it. And he had an interesting comment to say. And by the way, it was the Cardinals. It was at Arizona. That's when they beat Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. Cam Akers, after that game, 38-28, says that if I get the ball more, I'm going to get in a rhythm. I'm going to be more comfortable, and then I'm going to feel unstoppable. And I'm paraphrasing there, but that's essentially what he said. And it's funny because it almost seems like Sean McVay heard that. And it almost seems like Sean McVay took it upon himself to say, you know what? Cam Akers had a good game against the Cardinals. Showed a lot of great things. Let's go ahead and give him the rock a little more, and let's see what we got with it, And to me, that's outside the box thinking. Because no one thinks that a rookie out of Florida State taken in the second round can, over Darrell Henderson and other running backs, especially in an offense that kind of revolves around the pass a little more than the run. No one thinks that Cam Akers can just come in and command the workload. But guess what? Cam Akers came in and demanded the workload. I forgot how many rushes he had. It was definitely over 20. Let's go to the stats right now real quick. 29 attempts, 171 yards, 5.9 average, 35 yards is the longest rush. Obviously, if we're doing grades right now, that's an exclamation point, check mark, check mark, check mark, and a star on top of it. A great night for Cam Akers. And listen, I think the Rams might have found something in Cam Akers. And now you all of a sudden you have a team who seems to be surging at the right time. You know, they just came off that win against Arizona. They just came off an impressive win against the Patriots. You have a team right now in probably the hardest division of all of football who has seemed to found their, their footwork, who has found their placement, and now they're peaking. And this is exactly the right amount of time that you want to have right now. We're talking like week 13, week 14, week 15. That's when you want to see the most progress of a team. Because that's when you can say, you know what? These guys right here, I can take these guys to the playoffs and we can be successful. And that's what the Rams are showing you right now. So once again, I mean, how impressive are the Rams? I think that Cam Akers rushing for 171 yards is impressive. I thought Jared Goff looked pretty pedestrian, but let's be honest. The whole game plan wasn't the passing game of the Rams. The whole game plan was smash mouth football with Cam Akers, and they succeeded. And at the end of the day, say what you want about the stats and in the receiving game. Obviously, Cooper Kupp cost me in prize picks. Yes, he caught a touchdown, not enough receptions. I was upset about that. But at the end of the day, I look at that score, and I see 24-3. And I see a Patriots team that just mollywopped, absolutely dropped point after point after point on the Los Angeles Chargers. And now I see a team turn around and get curb stomped by the Rams. And listen, I know that we've all been critical about how the Rams organization, and by the way, I'm talking a lot of Rams right now, and I apologize. We'll get on the Jaguars in a little bit here. But I got to finish this up here. With the Rams, I think we've all been critical about some of the roster moves that they made. And by roster moves that they made, I mean the sacrifices that the Rams have given up for Jalen Ramsey. That the sacrifices that the Rams have given up to be the team right now. It almost kind of reminds me of the Milwaukee Bucks a little bit, where the Bucks have essentially given up everything for Drew Holiday because the goal is to win right now. Now, obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo, there's more to that as well. But the goal of the Milwaukee Bucks right now, it's like, live in the moment, don't care about the future. We got to win right now. We have to succeed. And you got this sense with the Los Angeles Rams, like that was kind of the move from them as well. Give up all your first-round draft picks. Give up all this draft capital and just be concerned about winning right now. And I think when they first did this, we kind of scoffed at it a little bit, right? Because we're always preconditioned to think that if you don't have a first-round pick, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to build a team, and eventually that will come up to you. And that still might be the case. But I'm just saying right now, what I see from this defense, and this is a top 5 defense in the NFL. I know they don't get a lot of love because of their passing game and Sean McVay, but this is a top 5 defense right now in the NFL. And obviously with Aaron Donald playing the way he is, and Jaguars fans, you're not going to like this. You may turn off your dials. I hope you don't, but this is the fact. When they brought Jalen Ramsey in, something clicked. All of a sudden, a demeanor was changed. All of a sudden, an attitude was changed. And all of a sudden, this Rams defense started to look more and more and more legit. Because keep in mind who we're talking about here. We're talking about a team that, yes, they had Aaron Donald. Yes, they had Dante Fowler have over 10 sacks. They had Clay Matthews, I think, had over 10 sacks himself. Like, they had a great defensive line. But they always seemed pretty beatable in the secondary. Aaron Donald can only do so much. And the moment they brought Jalen Ramsey in, it seems like there was a paradigm shift on that defense. It almost seemed like before Jalen Ramsey, that Rams defense was just like, you know what, we just got to bend, but we can't break because we're playing with this high-powered offense. And then all of a sudden now this defense has a little swag to it. Now all of a sudden this defense is kind of the talk of the NFL, if you will. And that's the power that one player can make. I compare it to Jamal Adams a little bit. I'm not sure how many Seahawks games everyone's watched this year, but when Jamal Adams is in the game, he must be seen. He must be seen, whether it's, covering tight ends, whether it's in the box, making tackles in the backfield, whether it's rushing the passer on a blitz. There's a few guys out there that are just so talented and so skilled that they can come in and they can change a team. That's why I was so adamant, and this is a couple years ago now, that I thought Eric Berry was a very interesting candidate for the Jacksonville Jaguars to go after. And I get it with Eric Berry, like his skills were diminishing a little bit, and this is the guy that was obviously playing in Kansas City. I believe he had cancer, overcame that, came back, played football again. But when I was on that Chiefs team back in 2013, and that defense was loaded. Tamba Ali, Justin Houston, Derek Johnson. I think they had 4 or 5 Pro Bowlers on their defense alone. But, like, when I got to Kansas City, I was so surprised how one player, and with all due respect to all my teammates that I played with, but it was one player that was like the lifeblood, the heartbeat, and the swag of our team. There was one player who always broke us down in the locker room. There was always one player after practice who would talk to us, clue us in a little bit, get us motivated, and that player was Eric Berry. So, once again, sometimes you got to ask yourself, if the talent is there, so be it. And I remember when Jalen Ramsey was here, it was the attitude, it was all the distractions. But as soon as that dude crossed the white lines, you couldn't deny what he brought to a football field. And I think Sean McVay and the Rams saw that. And now they're reaping the benefits of that. And now here we are in Jacksonville once again talking about, well, who's going to be that guy going forward? Is it going to be Myles Jack? Can it be Josh Allen? Who's going to be the lifeblood? Who's going to be the heartbeat? Who's going to be the guy that's going to offer the brand of identity that you want with the Jaguars defense? Because right now, to be fair, Myles Jack's playing at an all-pro level, but I'm not sure if even Myles Jack is that type of guy quite yet. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey talk coming in.
Yeah. How we doing? Did you get your Zaxby's?
I did.
Nice. What'd you go with?
I got to be honest with you today, folks. I'm going to let you down a little bit. 3:14, just kind of arriving.
Yeah.
But I said, I tried to call Zaxby's. Nobody would answer, so I think they were too busy. But I got that.
Wait, you're trying to call a drive-thru?
It's not a drive. You can,
okay.
You can pick an order. Dude, they have DoorDash and all that other stuff. You think they just sit there and order and wait?
I think there's an app for that. You just can't call somebody, but go ahead.
Well, you can.
Okay.
And you should be able to. Maybe it was the app. Maybe I had to do it online.
I think you have to do it online.
But anyway,
go ahead.
So I'm like, well, then I'll just go pick it up rather than wait in the drive just in case it's busy. Because it's not like right on the way. So I had to but I left earlier.
Talking about the town center?
No, I didn't go to the town center this time because I tried that the other and
that
then I went hungry the whole show.
Sure, yeah. That one can be pretty strenuous. So this one's down near like Bartram Park. Okay.
But I had to like go on the highway, get off the highway. It's a little busy area too, which I kind of forgot. I haven't been over there in a while. And so I was like, I have these like Ty's baseball team sold like these Zaxby's cards that are like buy one, get one free on a meal.
Nice.
It's a pretty good deal.
Sure.
And so I'm like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And normally I would have been like, I'm never going to make this. I'm not going to eat. And today I said, I'm going to
You're just going to show up late? Yeah.
Sorry, people. But I'm going late because I want my food.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's pretty characteristic of you, so like we weren't surprised. You're good.
I was thinking that coming in. I'm like, I've actually been very good, but 3:14 was a little late. Yeah, I've been very good.
Have you, though?
Oh, yeah.
Has he, though? Coos?
Very good.
Very good?
Very good.
I don't know about very good.
Well, you don't know the history.
I don't know the history. Yeah, I mean,
this has been very good.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you want to have a tally right now, one time for me this year.
This isn't a contest.
I mean, we'll make it a contest real quick.
No, this isn't a contest.
I'd probably put you in the 25 to 30 category.
Yeah, that's not a contest. Most of the time, it's doing business stuff. Like this was not this was just I'm getting food.
Sure,
and I'm going to do it, and I don't care how long it takes. I'm getting it.
You're all good. You got it.
Just want to let you know.
You're fine. Like I said, we weren't worried about it. I know that was a bummer of a game, wasn't it?
I didn't even really watch much of it, to be quite honest with you. Went out to dinner instead.
Well, fantastic, because I have going to sit here and break it down with you, but never mind, man. Because I was going to say.
Well, you already broke it down. I listened to you coming in. I mean, what are
good.
we, ESPN
do you have any notes?
LA?
Do you have any notes, man? But
we're ESPN 690 Jalen Ramsey affiliate.
We are, though. But after that game, did you leave the game being more impressed with the Los Angeles Rams or being more disappointed in the New England Patriots?
I think I knew what the Patriots could be and are sometimes. I mean, even the 45-0. Listen, Cam Newton is not a good quarterback anymore. I mean, he's just not. And their offense, by the way, wasn't good with a good quarterback in Tom Brady last year. And so I know last year to this year, all this stuff, but I mean, come on, it's a little smoke and mirrors what the Patriots have done to even get to 6 wins, in my opinion. I mean, they coach well. Yep. They play good defense and play hard, but they are I mean, you know what that looked like? that looked like you saw it up close. That was your 2011, 2012 Blaine Gabbert-led Jags.
Yeah.
They can't do anything on offense. Now, listen, the Rams' defense is very good. Yeah. But they can't do anything on offense. And go back to that 45-0 score is like if you're like a degenerate gambler and you don't watch the games and you just gamble to gamble and you're gonna say, wow, they scored 45 points. I mean, that offense must be cooking now. Wait until I see what they. No, that wasn't the case. Go look at the numbers. They had 290 total yards against the Chargers.
Yeah.
And they scored 45 points. That was not.
Special teams was big for the Patriots.
The Patriots have a remake, and again, you give them credit for getting to the 6 wins, which a lot of people, wondered if they were going to tank for Trevor and do the same kind of thing. I wondered seriously, like a few games in, if they could get to 6 wins. Like, I just don't think they're a very good football team. Cam had the great game against Seattle and they lost. But outside of that, man, I mean, this guy is just a shell of himself, and an offense is not very good either. So you're not really putting him in situations to be successful. And I think so I'm not surprised by that. I don't think the Rams should surprise us. Right now, they're playing good football. They are finding themselves, and defensively, they're very, very good. You look at what they're doing defensively, and it stacks up to what Jalen, kind of the Jags did, back in 17, what Chicago did that year. Was that 18 maybe? They're a good defense. They're very, very good defense. In a league that I still think kind of thrives around offense, this time of year is their time of year. And the Rams are good. I mean, I hate to say it, but the Rams are good. And Jalen's playing excellent football. Nobody's doing anything against him. Aaron Donald is really good. And I don't think they don't frighten me as the team to, because that'd be a tough one to swallow if they're in the Super Bowl and Jalen Ramsey's playing for a Super Bowl. That's a hard thing to swallow around here.
Oh yeah.
So
that's like watching your ex-girlfriend date, I don't know, like Will Smith or somebody, like somebody famous. It's I mean, we had good times, but now she's on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's kind of worse than that. Like if Steph were to go marry George Clooney, I'd be like, the only guy better than me is George Clooney. I mean,
you wouldn't be devastated?
Well, I'd be devastated.
Okay,
I mean, I kind of have to say that, right?
Yeah.
But I would be devastated.
Is that dump button ready?
We don't use the dump button to save marriages.
I'm just saying, we were talking Jalen and the Rams, and now we're talking about marriages breaking up.
Well, in the context you just said it,
I'd say that's what it is.
I don't know.
Because there's a jealousy factor. Because you spent, listen, you put your heart, your soul, and your emotion into Jalen Ramsey. And sometimes when he did something that would, could be constituted as, it's a little diva-ish, you stood behind him, right? You always had his back. And then all of a sudden, let's be honest, he abandons you. He goes someplace else. He wanted out, and you had to let him go. And now he's flourishing. He's on a better team, and he might win a Super Bowl. That's going to devastate people, Brent.
Oh, it would be devastating.
How is that any different than an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife going to somebody bigger and better?
I guess.
You better believe you guess.
I guess. Like I said, I mean, I don't know if I like that analogy, but I guess. The Ramsey, could you think of anything worse as a Jags fan than Jalen? Like, people are rooting for the Ravens to do well, for Calais to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Could you think of anything worse than Jalen Ramsey winning a Super Bowl? And I say this in the context of...
Yes, I can.
I say this in the context of, listen, I was a Jalen Ramsey. Like, I wish I had kept Jalen Ramsey. I didn't mind all the theatrics and stuff. Now, listen, we go back and forth, so I don't want to be hypocritical. It's not like I agree with everything, and I'm raising the pom-poms for Jalen. But I think it was a major mistake getting rid of Jalen Ramsey. I mean, you just don't find those kind of players. So, however it led to that, whatever happened, I think it's a major mistake. But that would be a tough one to and I kind of feel this way. I saw a headline that said, Jamal Adams going back to New York.
Yeah.
And it's like a revenge game. It's like, is it really? He asked out of New York. Why is it a revenge game for him? Like, he asked out and got his wish. Like, didn't he? Or did I miss, did they just not offer him a deal? And is that why it's a revenge game?
No, he didn't want to be there.
He didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, Jamal Adams, he wanted out. Just like Jalen Ramsey wanted out. So I don't think those are revenge games. In fact, from an organizational standpoint, if I were the owner, I'd want to win that game and beat that guy.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm the coach that wanted off my team, I'd want to beat that guy. If I'm the Jets, I want to run over him. You know, I want to not target him like targeting, but I want to target him and embarrass him in this game.
Yeah.
Now, most likely, he's such a good player, you're not going to be able to do that. And you stink, so you're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'd feel. That's where the revenge stuff comes in for me. It's like the revenge stuff shouldn't come from a player who wanted out and got out.
Hey, man, do you want me to answer your question about if I could compare Jalen Ramsey to another Jaguars
I forgot
incident?
about that.
No, you're good.
No. I said, Jalen Ramsey winning the Super Bowl, could you think of anything worse right now as a Jags fan?
I could.
Like, could it hit more rock bottom?
I could. Absolutely, I could. And Taven Bryan. We don't know what's going to happen with Taven Bryan next year. He's got one more year left on his contract. Maybe you trade him. Maybe you let him go. Maybe you keep him. I'm just saying, if Taven Bryan leaves the Jacksonville Jaguars and goes someplace else, and all of a sudden the light, like, it just falls into place, and the puzzle pieces come together, and the light switch goes on, and he plays at a Pro Bowl level. I'm not talking about a Super Bowl. I'm just talking about at a very competitive level. That may be the worst scene, the worst thing to ever happen if you're a Jaguars fan. Because at least with Jalen Ramsey, like, you knew wherever he was going to go, like, he was still going to play at a high level. And the Rams were a good team even before they got him. So you kind of got the feeling like, yeah, that makes sense. But, you know, Taven Bryan has been the brunt of a lot of jokes around Jaguar circles, it seems like, the past couple years. And if he was to go someplace new and have success, I mean, I almost, like, listen, and maybe I'm just a sucker. I'm a glutton for punishment, but I almost want it to happen just so I can see the reactions on Twitter.
But see, here's what I would think. Here's where I disagree with you.
Okay.
I just don't think there's the pent-up emotion with Bryan as there is with Ramsey. You know, It's like I don't see that. I don't think that. Now, you could be right if it were to come to fruition, and it would be another swing and a miss and a big miss and all that stuff, and you didn't coach him. But I think what people would do, especially since there's going to be a regime change most likely, is people would be like, see, that was Doug and Todd Wash and all them. They couldn't get it right. They couldn't coach him up. See, that's wwhy we got rid of him. I think they'd play that card. But I'm not saying it wouldn't be devastating that, hey, you had the guy and he went somewhere else and now he's good. But I'm telling, there's just so much emotional attachment to Jalen Ramsey, man. Like,
I get it.
I don't know if there's a player in Jags history that has left the Jags that people root against more than Jalen Ramsey. And some other people probably could shed some light on this. But like Alfie just said, Nick Foles winning another Super Bowl. I mean, I guess, like.
But he was here only just a short amount of time,
but
right?
I still think, like, people wouldn't. I still think there's a part of people in Jacksonville, and they don't want to admit this, but they wish Jalen Ramsey was here. I don't think there are a lot of people that wish Nick Foles was still the quarterback or moving forward going to be the quarterback. I think people know Jalen Ramsey is a hell of a player, and you just didn't see that around here very often. People don't want to admit it, and they're ticked off at Jalen for the back stuff and everything else and wanting out. And once you're not a part of us, you're against us. And I appreciate that. But I think in the heart of hearts, they, like, we'd be better if we had him.
No, I get what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. But at the end of the day, I think why I say Taven Bryan more is from the standpoint of, and the last thing a football fan wants to do is admit they were wrong. Doesn't matter if it's a Jaguars fan, doesn't matter if it's a Rams fan.
That's the last thing any of us want to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the last thing you want to do is come out, you know, wherever.
Just ask the Jags brass.
Yeah. And say,
they've waited to admit they were wrong too long.
For sure. And the last thing a Jaguars fan wants to go is, you know what, I was wrong about that guy, right? And I'm not saying it's going to happen because it's probably not going to happen. But I'm just saying, if Taven goes someplace else and that guy shines, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to go through some mental gymnastics of saying, well, was I wrong? Was this Doug Marrone's fault? What's the deal? But at the end of the day, I think that emotion will play a big factor because keep in mind, emotion becomes really big when you want to say how bad of a player is.
You bring up an interesting question, though, and it might get me thinking a little bit. Maybe we'll do a quick moment or two on it coming back. Like, seriously, players that now have left. I mean, I think we ask this a lot. I feel like we ask this in the offseason maybe sometimes, like, but are they doing anything? Do you really miss them? I mean, to be honest with you, I really think Jalen will top that list for a long, long time. And, yeah, like, listen, Mercedes Lewis, should you resign? You can have those things, but, I mean, Would they be 1-11 with Mercedes Lewis? Maybe not. Maybe they'd be 2-10.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, but in the long term of building and winning big, Jalen Ramsey is a guy that might top the list of guys that they should not have let get away.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of other ones like Dante Fowler Jr. that made some big plays during that run. And you're like, yeah, whatever. We got rid of Dante.
Well,
that wasn't a bad move. It was a bad pick, but it wasn't a bad move.
No, it wasn't a bad move, especially when you had Yannick Ngakoue. You know,
Absolutely.
like you had the replacement already on tap.
One.
There's another guy.
So
you know?
we'll talk a little bit about that, plus some Jags Titans talk when we come back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Happy Friday.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Tracking a partly sunny sky today, mild temperatures by this afternoon, making it into the low 70s, 60s, and 50s. Tonight it'll be dry. Overnight lows in the upper 40s. With your First Alert forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenbaugh.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Just in time for the holidays. Save up to 40% on everything store-wide at Beards Diamonds.
Why call a professional if you're only going to get a half solution? That's my philosophy. You called me to truly fix your problems like, boom, fixed and fixed right. So when Griffin Service offered full-service drain clearing, I insisted we take that approach. And for drains, it's not really about busting the clog. Sure, we'll do that better than anyone. But honestly, most Jake with a snake chuck in a truck plumbers can bust a clog. Professional quality drain clearing is really about taking an out-of-control situation and putting you, the client, back in control. I'm talking about transparency, with upfront pricing and camera work included in the price, so you know that the problem was fixed and fixed right. Because on the off chance you've got a bigger problem than clog busting can solve, you'll want to know you're dealing with a plumber you can trust, who has all the equipment to fix problems properly, and guarantee the work. So call the plumbers to do it right at
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talent Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talent Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Hi, it's Brian Kilmeade for Phil Aiken Home Team Keller Williams Realty. I'm talking with Greg and Gary about their recent home sale. Why did you call Phil Aiken?
We called Phil Aiken because we had heard that his team will sell your house quickly and for more money than any of the other realtors in town.
Tell us what happened.
Phil Aiken and his A-team, they will make the process very easy. Sold in 4 days and got over asking price.
Well, that's great. So how did you think they were able to sell it so fast?
Because Phil has the buyers and they have the team that can get the job done quickly and stress-free.
What would you tell a friend who is looking for a real estate agent to sell their home?
Would I recommend Phil Aiken and the A-team? Absolutely.
Well, the results speak for themselves, right? Phil Aiken and his team have the systems and will even guarantee to sell your home in writing or buy it himself.
Yes, we got better results than we expected.
Thanks, Gary. Friends, hire the agent with the buyers looking to buy a home right now. Call Phil Aiken. Call 500-PHIL. That's 500-PHIL or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Hey, it's Coos from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Now, I know there's a ton of ways you can listen to the show, but did you know one of the ways is through a smart speaker? Yes, the Google Home, the Amazon Alexa. It's pretty easy to do. Just tell either of them to play ESPN 690. Try it out weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m., and you can listen to Action Sports Jax.
Max. And here's the crazy thing, Lakers fans. AD needed championships. Chips, plural, to start entering the greatest power forward ever conversation, because he's got the skills, right? But Tim Duncan did too, and Tim Duncan's got 5 chips. Well, AD's got 1 now. How many does he need to win with the Lakers before he starts entering that conversation? Who's the greatest power forward of all time?
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And now, watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Brent Martineau.
Daniel says, we went from hot Cheetos to shampoo, raising the intellectual portion of the show.
Austin Lane.
I'm wearing a sleeveless t-shirt. What more do you want from us, man?
It's Friday.
We never said we're intellectual.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
It's been probably a different road. When we first brought him in, we visualized him, putting on weight, playing big end. It actually went the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Where he was losing weight. So, there was in the beginning we were trying to figure out, like, hey, what's the weight? Where are you going to play? What are you going to do? Where are you going to move? And then I would say probably after the 18 season, maybe, and I might have my timing wrong on this one, but, then all of a sudden, hey, listen, he, the weight started coming back on, and he really started to do a really good job.
Moral of the story right there by Doug Marrone. Yeah. I don't know if you mentioned it in the early part of that or any time. If you're a defensive end in the NFL, I want to think twice about being a vegan.
That's a good point.
Because that's what he did.
Yeah.
Early on.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm just kidding. If you're a vegan, it's fine. It's whatever.
I'm not going down that road.
And so many
tofu's
people
not
are.
horrible.
And by the way, football players are. There's many NFL players, which is an odd thing to me. It's like, you're what?
Yeah, right? yeah.
And you know what? You want to know who almost did it? Came really close to doing it. And his body changed that summer, that offseason, but he didn't do this. He came so close, he told me, is Malik Jackson.
Huh.
And he almost did that to kind of reshape his body and stuff. So this is a common thing. So I'm not not hating on it, but in Smoot's case, he lost like too much weight doing it. Now, he could have lost that weight doing something else, but it was just an interesting dynamic. And when he, like Doug said, when he put the weight back on, and by the way, I also think he matured. He got more reps. He grew a little bit. He developed a little bit. And he's become a nice player for the Jags.
I'm telling you, man, ever since that documentary on Netflix, The Game Changers or whatever came out, like a lot of athletes.
I never saw it.
I mean, hey, I'm all set. I like meat. I'm not saying
it's
the
a really
right
good documentary.
Yeah. Well, it changed your whole outlook, right? Your philosophy.
I actually started eating tofu a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a vegan, but I'll throw it in as a dinner one time.
I've heard it's pretty powerful,
But it has athletes on there, right? They're kind of like stating their cases of why they did it.
It had some Dolphins players, I believe, from 2017, if
That's
I'm
a
not
shame,
mistaken.
But yeah.
And then a pitcher, and I think they had a NASCAR driver as well.
Okay. Yeah, so exactly. I mean, they kind of got all the genres covered, if you will. And speaking of food, real quick before we get into the Jags Titans here. Yeah. So speaking of food, Kuz, I was getting my my 64 ounces of water in my giant thermos here, and on the freezer it says no hurricane food or whatever. It's something like that. It said hurricane food. Yeah, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
It said non-hurricane food up for grabs, something like that. So can we eat that?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, so unless they must have some canned stuff or whatever stuff
Frozen,
that would be good if there is.
Yeah.
I guess.
So I guess like the station bought it and then there wasn't a hurricane, so now we can eat it. That's what we're getting at?
I guess so.
Okay, because it goes to show you where the priorities are right now on this show, because we've been asking for a TV for how long? On the list for the hurricane food, they got frozen acai bowls in there.
What is that?
Acai? check it out, man. It ain't cheap, though.
Is that I used to get that shake or a smoothie somewhere, I remember.
Acai,
right?
yeah,
Kind of like that
Smoothie King.
raspberry.
Yeah. But so they're like actual bowls, though. And they're not giving them away. So we ain't talking like Pop-Tarts and Eggos and things like that.
Listen, there is
We're talking
no budget
gourmet.
when a hurricane's coming.
I guess not,
No
man.
such
Spare
thing as
no
a budget.
expense, huh? So I'm about to have an acai bowl, I think, for lunch today.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice, I think. How did the Tennessee Titans get good?
I mean, I've been saying this since day one, Brent. Do you really want me to repeat myself?
I do, actually.
It's
They're
the
here in
identity.
town.
Yeah, it's the identity, man. You know?
Well, but it's
I
bigger
think
than that, though. It's now they have an identity. Before you have to shape an identity. They were kind of a mess. Remember, they had like some ownership stuff, obviously, before Mike Mularkey got there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mike Mularkey helped turn them around. I don't know if people want to admit that, but they did. He did.
Well, and it's crazy, too, because you could go from more drastic coaching changes from Mike Mularkey to Vrabel, right? Because Mike Mularkey was a former football player himself, former tight end. I think he always kind of had that old school philosophy a little bit, you know? And Vrabel obviously has that as well. So, like, to me, the transition from Mularkey from Vrabel wasn't that drastic. And they kind of echoed the same things that they wanted to see in the team's identity. And obviously you bring Vrabel in, a very hard-nosed, a very tough individual. And I think that his players, at least on offense, defense this year is another story for the Titans. But at least on offense, that offensive line, Derrick Henry, obviously, they reflect the mentality that Mike Vrabel has in that team.
All right, so quick little note on Mike Mularkey. Should the Jags have kept Mularkey longer? If he turned around, I've got to just let me do this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The Tennessee Titans, okay? Here's their record. Let me get after 2008. So I give it. Usually I give it 2008 because I can talk about the Jags that way. That's when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were 13-3 in 2008. The Tennessee Titans, and then they go 8-8, 6-10, 9-7, 6-10, 7-9, 2-14, 3-13, and then Mularkey, who replaced Wisenhunt that 3-13 year, 9-7, 9-7. Then Vrabel 9-7, 9-7, and here they are 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, there's no 14-2 in there. I mean, they had a nice playoff run last year. They haven't even got to double-digit wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm asking how they turn things around. They haven't had double-digit wins, by the way, since 2008. I mean, the Jags had double-digit wins in 2017. So that's how bad it was before Mularkey.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So he did a nice job somehow straightening the ship out. And so I go back to the question of should the Jags have stayed with him a little bit longer?
Yeah. Listen, every teammate or every player that you're going to talk to from that team is going to have a different opinion about Mike Mularkey. I like Mike Mularkey. You know, I thought he was a great coach because I didn't need necessarily a cheerleader. I didn't need a rah-rah type of guy. All I needed was a hard-nosed guy who's been in the trenches, who understands the game, you know, and I think who had a mutual respect for me. So I was a Mike Mularkey fan. Now, other guys will tell you different things. I'm just telling you from my perspective, from my opinion. Should he have lasted longer? I think, and we've been over this before, Brent, and you've mentioned this before. I don't think 1 year is fair with the roster that he had. I don't think anybody could turn that around in 1 year. Let's be honest. I don't think Andy Reid, I don't think Bill Belichick, with the roster that we had that year, could have won that many more games, right? So I don't think it was fair to can him after a year. But at the same time, and this is the things that I don't really know about, the inner workings, if you will, but whether there was some promises made that he could turn things around right away, and expectations were high, and then those expectations weren't met, you know, with management and things like that. When Shad Khan's like, well, I was promised one thing and I didn't get that. Now that's another story, right? And that's a story that I don't really need to tell because I wasn't there. I don't know what the conversations were like. But you get the sense that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, I think what's interesting here is you could make the case. You could make the case, and it'd be interesting. I've never asked, I think, this far away in hindsight of Shad Khan, did he get emotional at that time? Because Gene Smith and Mike Mularkey, and I don't know if it was more Gene Smith or if it was both of them. I really don't. But they basically said that year when Shad Khan got the franchise, hey, we feel pretty good about this team. Like, we can make the playoffs. We can make a run. Like, we feel good. We also said in that time frame, we don't need Tebow. You know, there was kind of a push away from Tebow at the time. That was. I mean, that's just reality. That was the situation.
No, I know.
If everybody wants to look in hindsight, it's fine, but that was the situation. And the owner was sitting there saying, well, I don't know now. I mean, I just said make it the biggest ticket in town. Tim Tebow from here sells tickets. You know, are you sure? Well, and
then Dave Caldwell said his piece about it.
Well, that was a year late.
Not even if he's released.
Even if he's released.
Oh, man.
Which, by the way, I'm a little surprised when Caldwell got fired a couple weeks ago. Wasn't played more because it's one of his moments, at least with the fan base.
Yeah.
But I think you could make the case Shad got a little emotional there at the time because he was like, well, wait a minute. You guys said you could do this, and look at this season. We're 2-14. You guys told me that, you know? And I think that's kind of the way Shad is. You tell me this, I expect this.
But then, no, and I agree. But then at the same time, like, what were those conversations with Doug Marrone and Dave Caldwell like? Like, what was the conversation like last year? Like, what'd you tell them?
Well, I think they're going to – one guy, whatever he told them hasn't worked out, and so he's out of a job, and the other guy's going to be most likely. And you also know how I feel about it. I think hanging on to that cleaned up the house, and now you have a very good situation versus 12 months ago. So we don't know, but I just think it's a fair question. Listen, Gene Smith had enough time. Gene Smith hadn't done a great job. But could you have still hired a GM that kept Mike Mularkey or whatever? I don't know. I don't like that anyway. I don't like kind of fitting those pieces together. But I just think it's a fair curiosity. He turned the Titans around. He helped turn the Titans around. They went from 2-14, 3-13 to 9-7 and 9-7 under Mike Mularkey.
Didn't they make the playoffs one year too, or not? Maybe not.
They did.
And
they fired him.
It's a crazy
business,
business,
the playoffs,
man.
Lost in the divisional game, and they fired him.
It's crazy business.
And by the way, that was Mike Mularkey. Then I think went to Atlanta, tight ends coach. Was hanging around, and he's out. He's out of the league and retired. He's in Atlantic Beach, and he's doing a podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's awesome. And listen, I don't know, man. Like I don't want to bring too much emotion and friendships, relationships to the table. But it sucks for him.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks you have 1 year in Jacksonville, you get let go, and then you go to Tennessee, you turn it around, and you still get let go.
And by the way, you got let go. I think in Buffalo, I'll have to go back and look, but I remember the storyline. Like Buffalo, he didn't do terrible either.
Yeah.
And still got he's an interesting coaching commodity in the NFL that did not do as poorly as others, but didn't get as much of a chance as others.
Sometimes the politics of the NFL, man, they will never cease to stop baffling me.
We're gonna get him on the show. We'll have him on the show. So.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We're going to ESPN 690 Hawaii next.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Friday. I'm Jake Mitchell. Last night in the Thursday night football East Coast versus West Coast showdown, New England was wicked ineffective, kid, falling below 500 with a final score of 24-3. It's winning QB Jared Goff after the game.
Yeah, it was one of those drives where it was 4th and short and we knew we were going to go for it. You're feeling that momentum. Sean feels it as well, and I think, it felt good. I think it was 17 plays and was able to finish with a touchdown and had a couple of 4th down conversions there. As a quarterback, you may think that's not fun. Those are the best. Those are the best when we're just pounding it and able to make those plays. And then I think I had a QB sneak on that drive as well. And so those are the best.
And the NBA's miniature offseason is over as a full slate of games hit the hardwood tonight. The SportsCenter update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
If you haven't been to Toyotathon at Arlington yet, what are you waiting for? Now's the time. Don't wait, because Toyotathon is definitely on, but it's going fast at Arlington. Give yourself the gift of a new Toyota this holiday season with Arlington's low lease deals that give Toyotathon its name. Want to know just how good the Toyotathon savings are? How about a new 2021 Tacoma SR5 double cab V6 lease for just $249 a month? Or get behind the wheel of a new 2021 4Runner SR5 and lease it for a low $369 a month. And with every new vehicle purchase from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Toyotathon is on at Arlington, so don't wait. Shop safely in person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for full details.
Hi, it's Phil with the Phil Aiken Home Team at Keller Williams. When it comes time to sell your home, put me and the Aiken Home Team to work for you. Here's why. Over the years, I've perfected the home selling system, putting the most money possible in your pocket. With my exclusive list of buyers in waiting, I may already have your buyer. And with thousands of buyers, I'm likely to create more demand and higher sales prices. I'll even guarantee to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or I'll buy it myself. Don't just take it from me. Let me introduce actual clients, Lynn and Craig. Tell us about your home selling experience.
We were immediately at ease. We had a great deal of confidence that any questions we had or anything that we needed to learn about the process was going to be handled in an expert and professional way.
We sold our home in just 2 days for $3,500 more than list price. Anyone who wants to sell needs to call Phil Aiken Home Team.
Thanks for sharing. The number to call is 904-500-PHIL. That's 904-500-7445. Or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
I'm Action News Jax Tanika Hughes, and one of the great things about living in Jacksonville is our diverse communities. It's so important that the local stories we cover in our newscasts reflect the people who live here. That's why we've launched Action News Jax Gets Real, to get real on issues like racism, housing challenges, and unequal access to health care. It's having difficult conversations, as well as celebrating people making a difference. This is Action News Jax Gets Real. Real talk, real change.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. From commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Martineau. Social distancing doesn't mean disconnecting. If you're working from home or just steering clear of coworkers, keep tabs on the world of sports and Action Sports Jax on your smart speaker. Tell your Amazon Echo or Google Home to play ESPN 690.
Then I think when you get into the NFL, then it's such a high concentration. The fastest way to get yourself in the dance, in the playoffs, is to win your division. So I think a lot goes into, these division games. And I think that sometimes you'll see a team that has a poor record and a team that's really doing well. But if they're within the same division, it's kind of like you can kind of throw that stuff out a little bit.
Is this the music I'd listen to in Hawaii when we go there?
See, to me, it's more like a Western song here.
This is literally when you go into our music system that we have. I typed in Hawaii. This was the first song.
Really? See, to me, it's got like a little more of a Western vibe to it, too.
Yeah, it doesn't feel Hawaii to me.
Nah.
I mean,
I like this. Whatever this is, I like it.
It's okay.
Oh, it's okay? Okay. I mean, I think it's cool.
How bad do you want? You ever been to Hawaii?
No. Can't say that I have.
Who's?
No, I've never been.
Like, people say, like, I feel like growing up.
Have you been there?
No.
No.
I feel like growing up, right? People say, I got something on my hat and I can't.
Oh yeah, you're okay. It's going up in the air right now. It's like a little fuzz right here.
I got this thing hanging from my hat.
Hang on, I'm breaking social distance. I got it. Boom.
I got this thing hanging, and I could not get it.
I don't know what that was. That was
this
weird.
thing.
Yeah.
Forget Hawaii for a second.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like as a kid, everybody's like, I'm going to go to Hawaii someday.
Yeah.
Go to Hawaii someday.
Yeah.
Go to Hawaii. Right? So it's kind of like, I feel like around my parents, like people my parents' age, like to go to Hawaii was like this big thing, which
Really?
probably is because a big expense. You got to take a lot of time out,
Yeah.
right? To go, especially that. You can't just go to Hawaii for
It's a
3
good
days.
flight.
Right?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
So, but I got to be honest with you. As an adult, I put this in the hole-in-one category. Like every golfer says, I want to get a hole-in-one, I want to get a hole-in-one. And honestly, I don't. Like, that does not register with me. Like, I don't sit there and be like, man, someday I'm mad at Danny Werfel yesterday. He got a hole-in-one and I don't have one. I don't really care. Like, I don't.
I told Nicole I want to get one on 17 just so my name's on a plaque next to her office.
But like, Kuz, the whole thing in Hawaii, like, was Hawaii on your radar as a kid? Because it wasn't really on my radar at all.
It was when I graduated Flagler because I knew a guy that did radio out there and was like, hey, come work out here. And I was like, that would be amazing.
But I'm talking like growing up as a kid. Like Brent said, like, Hawaii. Like, as a kid, like, the only thing I associated Hawaii with was that's where the McAllisters went home alone. That was their vacation, was Hawaii. And how you gonna have Christmas without a Christmas tree? You put it on a palm tree, that whole thing. But like as a kid, it was never like my goal. Like, I got to go to Hawaii one day. And it's still never really, like, it wasn't that big to me, I guess.
Yeah, to me growing up, like, vacation was going to the shore, the Ocean City, New Jersey.
Yeah, I just always felt like there's like this, if you think, like now my bucket list, if you will, thing would be like, I want to go play golf in Scotland.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I felt like as a kid, like the bucket list from my parents and people that I would overhear conversations and whatever else, not kids necessarily, but people be like, I want to go to Hawaii.
Sure.
I go to Hawaii. Like, that's what it felt like. And I've just never, even as an adult, I don't feel that way. Like, I could list 20 other places that I'd go before I'd go to Hawaii. And a lot of it's logistical. Like, I know I'm not going to get 12 days to go to Hawaii or whatever.
See, to me growing up, it was California. Like, California was the place to be. Like, even so much, like, I think I've maybe told the story before, but like, even so much, where like all the girls in my high school were like, I'm getting out of the small town Wisconsin. I'm going to California. I'm getting my back against the ocean. I'm going to be somebody out there.
That was Florida for us, and now I'm down here. So.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. But like the most ironic thing, and it was never dudes saying that. It was always girls for some reason. I don't want to sound sexist, but that's the case. And ironically, all those girls that preach they're going to go to California and they're going to get out of the small town. Well, we can go back home right now and talk to them because they're still in central Wisconsin, probably at the bar right now having a couple. They never left.
At the bar?
Yeah.
Now you're really...
$3.50. Well, I guess.
Wondering where it all went wrong, man.
At the pickle.
Where those California dreams went wrong. Sitting at the pickle right now. What could have been?
All right, so Kuz, what's the story here? They're basically saying they want 50 people to move to Hawaii, right?
Yeah, because they're obviously their economy, they want people there. So what they're saying is
called the Movers and Shakers, and so I already feel like I can belong because I'm from Rhode Island, so I can say Movers and Shakers all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, they want you to show up. I think you do have to do a little bit of community service type stuff.
I think you do.
I think that's a big part of it.
What does that entail?
But it's 30 days and you get to move to Hawaii.
But
and you can don't ask questions.
The big thing is, like, should we take our show on the road for 30 days?
You could.
I mean,
well,
why
here's
not?
the thing, and this is going to quote a Flowbots lyric here. No handlebars. Brent, you know what I'm talking about, and that's fine.
Absolutely.
Movers, shakers, and producers. That's all of us, man. We got the producers, we got the mover, we got the shaker. Let's make this happen, guys. Hawaii, here we come.
I feel
now, do they pay for room and board?
I didn't get that
you
far.
have to pay for something. I don't think it's just a free.
I think they pay for the flight.
Is there, the cost of living?
Timeshare.
Well, the cost of living is pretty expensive in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the locals don't necessarily like you that much.
They have an
I'll be
$18 billion tourism industry, and obviously getting hammered right now,
Yeah.
right through the last year. So
I want to see Brent go to a rough part of Hawaii and just put up a shaka and see what happens. Hey, what's up, Shaka Bros? What's going on?
We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We're We're excited to announce our ESPN 690 Hawaii affiliate.
I like that.
To go along with our ESPN 690 Desert affiliate, which will only last for a few more weeks until Austin cuts Kyler
Oh, no,
Murray.
it's done. Have you seen Josh Allen lately? I think it's Josh Allen time, guys.
ESPN 690 Buffalo,
yeah,
where the wings are good. We'll be back.
Boss, have you heard the latest about the ding-dong doorbell cameras?
What, more employees spying on customers?
Nope.
Hackers again?
No, boss, this time they had to recall over 350,000 video doorbells.
Recall? What happened?
A bunch of them caught fire.
Whoa, unbelievable. It's one thing after another with them.
Yeah. Notice you never heard that with Safe Touch's video cameras?
Well, now you're just comparing a Bentley with a bumper car.
Exactly. I just don't understand why any homeowner wouldn't go with Safe Touch.
Yeah, their video monitoring's virtually hack-proof. Oh, and here's a bonus. Safe Touch cameras don't burst into flames.
No kidding.
It's just a good thing not everyone knows about Safe Touch, because we got to stick to the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah, don't gotta tell me twice.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
The radio in your dash is more than radio. That SiriusXM button is instant access to a world of exclusive entertainment, including ad-free music channels for every genre and decade. You can also hear your favorite sports, comedy, talk, and news. Plus, you can stream with the SiriusXM app on your phone and connected home devices. And there's never been a better time to listen. Subscribe now and get your first 12 months for $5 a month with a new Select subscription. Fees and taxes apply. Go to SiriusXM.com to learn more.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best network. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
This Christmas, what do you buy for the golfer in your life? Cheap rounds and lots of them. That's what you'll get with a Dream 18 golf card. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round, plus card fees, at great area golf courses like the Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club, Lemon Island Golf Club, and 6 others. And this isn't just a golf card. You get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free dome hat, a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for just $95. It's the perfect gift just in time for the holidays.
For the ones standing guard, for the eagle-eyed, for the knights in shining armor, and for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The First Coast is booming. With interest rates at historic lows, there has never been a better time to call Brandon Ponsel and his network of local experts at Jags Coastal Homes. You can visit them at jagscoastalhomes.com or call them today at 904-206-9480 and mention ESPN 690 to receive up to $2,500 towards your closing cost. Need to sell? Powered by the unparalleled technology of EXP, Brandon will guarantee the sale of your home in under 60 days, or he'll sell it for free. The First Coast market is on the move. Are you?
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the rest of Week 14 in the NFL will be played as scheduled. There were no new positive tests today for any players or coaches. The first game of Week 14 damaged the Patriots' fading playoff hopes as they lost big to the Rams. ESPN's Ryan Clark.
They obviously weren't prepared for Tom Brady to leave and have Jarrett Stidham or someone else that they had come up through their organization take his place, and so you go to Cam Newton.
Ryan Clark on Get Up. The Steelers activate center Marquise Pouncey from the COVID-19 reserve list. He's missed the last 2 games. The Steelers play the Bills on Sunday night, coming off their first loss of the season. Nets guard Kyrie Irving posts on Instagram today after getting fined $25,000 for not speaking with the media. Irving writes, in part, quote, "I pray we utilize the fine money for marginalized communities in need. I don't talk to pawns. My attention is worth more." Closed quote.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jackson, ESPN 690. Social distancing doesn't mean disconnecting. If you're working from home, keep tabs on the world of sports and Action Sports Jacks on your smart speaker. Tell your Amazon Echo or Google Home, play ESPN 690. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane of Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. If you didn't catch today's episode, I'm not mad at you, not even disappointed, but check out what you missed.
What's like the concept?
It's like mini games that you kind of compete battle royale style, but it's mini games and you just try to, be the last one standing essentially.
Let me try this again. So what is the concept?
It'll be
English. English. Check out our podcast on all platforms. Just search ESPN 690. Subscribe to our podcast. Thanks.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Well, I mean, it enters my mind because that's all you guys asked me about. So, I'm just kind of kidding a little bit. But, no, it's something that you think about because it was the last time that we played them being a cross-conference opponent. And so it was a big game. That's always going to be a part of the coaching trajectory for me and a night that, you got to be able to learn from. But as far as how that affected our plans going into this game, it really didn't at all. We're a totally different team. I mean, you see we're doing a lot of different things, but what is consistent is that you got great coaches and a really tough football team on the opposing sideline, and I think we'd like to say the same thing for our group. A lot of really good football players.
Yeah, Sean McVay, got it. Got there just a little faster than you did. The early bird gets the bird food. Womp for Brent Martineau.
Sean McVay is 42-19, I think I saw someone say yesterday. Bill Belichick is 42-19 in that same span.
Wow. Huh.
Pretty interesting.
That is. Where did you hear that from?
I saw it on Twitter.
I got you.
So
it's got to be true.
I think it was a report out
Just
of
go on
like
Wikipedia
LA.
next time. I got you.
Well, you go count them up if you want to dispute it.
I don't want to know. I'm not disputing. I believe you.
That's a little, that says a lot about McVay.
Yeah.
It says a lot about McVay. I mean, because let's be honest, they weren't good last year, right? Was it last year they weren't good? Or was it 2 years ago?
No, that was last year, I believe they weren't good, because 2 years ago they went to the Super Bowl.
Was it 2 years ago? Okay.
I think so.
But they took a big step back last year.
Correct.
Then right after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, was it a big step? I got to remember what their record was last year.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
Whether it was or not, it felt like it. Because the narrative started being, they caught up with his offense and Goff's whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And they think about benching Goff at times.
Yeah.
Remember? Because I remember, Bortles might come in and that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. And I'm looking up the record right now.
By the way, Goff, you see that stat, like Jameis Winston's on the list still, but most turnovers since 2019, and Goff has 36. He leads the way. Wentz, Goff, not Bortles, Winston, and I can't remember who else on the list.
So here's the crazy thing. 2019, they were 9-7, but that was good enough for third in the NFC West division. So, they ain't go to the playoffs.
What was their record 2018?
2018, they would have been 13-3.
Wow. So we're calling it a bad year when he went 9-7.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. will take that right now.
I mean, you would, but let's be honest. You go to the Super Bowl one year, and the next year you don't even go to the playoffs. So that is a disappointing
But that's the NFL more than it is the Rams. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to go 13-3 every year. And so, yeah, could they have maybe been 10-6? But that's a tough division. San Francisco came on strong.
Yeah.
Seattle's always good. I'll give them a pass for that. But it just didn't look as that
no,
good.
you're
you know?
absolutely right, because in 2018, they were second in team offense. 2019, they were 11th. So there was a little bit of a drop.
Back. I mean, again, it's hard not to drop back off a Super Bowl or
I know.
even going to, like, listen, the Titans are going to drop back this year most likely because I don't think they're going to the AFC Championship game again. So does that count as dropping back? Probably. Yeah, it's certainly not building forward.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who else might drop back this year? The Kansas City Chiefs.
I was going to say that. I don't know about the Chiefs, though,
Well,
man.
they
Yeah,
might.
we'll see.
They might.
I mean, well, they can't do any better.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when you have the Super Bowl as your measuring stick, it's certainly that's what really makes what the Patriots did all those years that much more impressive, no doubt about it. So it says a lot about McVay, you know. And you're right. You know what? The more you think, like, I'm like, what are the Rams doing? They're giving away all these draft picks and all this stuff, and they've built a pretty good team and now a consistent winner. This is 3 years in a row. I mean, heck, we'd sign up for that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know, we'd give away draft picks. I'd spend all the money. I'd do anything to, I mean, everybody around here would do anything to have won in 17, 18, and 19. You know what? We'd actually go through 2020 and nobody's ever going to be okay with it.
Yeah.
But you'd be like, all right, if 2018 and 19 lived up to what they were supposed to be and at least piggybacked a little bit on 2017.
But it's such a crazy thing, too, because when you talk about NFL rosters and you talk about a defense, like, yeah, you bring in Jalen Ramsey, right? And I think a part of you has to go, well, how much difference can he really make? Because he's one guy. He's one guy of 10 players on that field. Can one guy essentially make that big of a difference, set aside from the quarterback position? And to answer the question, I think they can, you know, and the fact that they have, they have tied up Aaron Donald with that new contract a couple years ago. They have tied up Jalen Ramsey now with a new contract. It's like, now what it's going to look like in the next couple years, we'll see in terms of the receivers and all that stuff. But I'm saying right now on paper, it looks good because they're pillars, they're guys that they want to count on going forward. They have those guys. Jared Goff being one of them as well.
They got rid of maybe their best player offensively in Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
And now have Cam Akers coming off a performance like last night. Now, we'll see. Like, we think Cam Akers is going to be good, but he's not Todd Gurley yet. That's unfair.
Yeah.
But they've certainly done a nice job.
But also keep in mind, too, with Todd Gurley, like, yeah, they let him go, and people were kind of like, yeah. But listen, what has Todd Gurley done since then? Nothing really, right? I mean,
it's
you know, there's not a lot of tread, I think, left in those tires.
I guess I never got to that earlier when I had said I was going to, which is typical of me. But, you know, if you think of the guys the Jags have gotten rid of, right? You know, people bring up Foles. Well, that's fine. You bring up Ngakoue. Let's be honest. I still believe Ngakoue's. That's all. You should have signed him, but he's got 6 sacks. I mean, it's not like he's like, oh, we really miss Jan. I think you miss Calais Campbell, not necessarily for production, but for leadership, and so that's fair. But it's still not like, oh my gosh, right?
Yeah.
Dante Fowler, who you've let go from that 17 team. Well, okay. I mean, again, these are more people I think get mad about where they drafted these guys than about letting them go. Leonard Fournette, no problem. Get James Robinson. You know, Blake Bortles, glad we got rid of him. That's what people will say.
How do you think people feel about Alan Lazard?
Here's what I don't really care what people think about Alan Lazard, and this is why.
Yeah.
Because that happens in the NFL. Like that, Alan Lazard. I mean, come on, he'd be no different than. I mean, name your guy like the flashes Rashard Green had, and then you let him go, and he goes and produces somewhere else with one of the great quarterbacks of all time. Like, if the Jags try to re-sign Keelan Cole, okay?
Yeah.
And Keelan Cole, you try to sign him for a 2-year, $7 million deal, and it doesn't work out. Well, Keelan Cole then might go sign with Green Bay.
Okay.
And guess what? Keelan Cole's going to play pretty well for Green Bay.
A lot of receivers and tight ends do.
And so I just think that's part of it. That's not like we didn't want you, we weren't willing to pay you, we didn't know how to keep you. That's a different. Like, so Lazard is like, okay, you miss a little bit on talent. Whatever.
I got you, man. But say what you want about Alan Lazard, but he's literally the 2 receiver right now in Green Bay when he's healthy.
He is,
you know,
but
so
that's
like
because they don't have anybody.
But here's the thing, though. So then, if you're a Jaguars fan, are you more ticked off because you let Alan Lazard go, or are you more ticked off that you see Alan Lazard with Aaron Rodgers now, and it's a reminder how he's never really had a quarterback here in Jacksonville?
I guess probably that, but my point is I'm not ticked off they let that Lazard's in Green Bay. Like, I think by the way, there are a lot of other things to get ticked off about around here.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I'm just bringing guys that
that's fair.
Set the example.
I think it's a good question. I'm just telling you how I feel. I think that's kind of what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if Alan Hearns was playing well down in Miami, or didn't get hurt in Dallas or something, I think those things happen. Like you tried them, you kept them, or if Marquise Lee were to play well in New England this year instead of opting out, okay, I mean, it happens. Like guys do go some other places, and sometimes they'll still play some good ball.
Yeah.
The big thing is those big building blocks. Like, and the Jags have let some of those guys go. One, because they may have overdrafted him, so they didn't live up to potential. Two, because they didn't get along with him very well. And I still think if you look back on it and you think of players that they might have missed here or there, sure, the Mercedeses, all the way back to the Darryl Smiths, all the way back to the Brandon Marshalls come to mind. Like, Brandon Marshall's probably one of the most overlooked player that they got rid of that they would have got way more production from.
Correct.
I mean, they would. We don't talk about him as in the same way we talk about Mercedes and others. And Brandon Marshall, when he left, probably had one of the best careers of a guy that left.
Oh yeah.
Over the next few years that I can remember since I've been here.
Jack Del Rio knew what he was doing with Brandon Marshall, right? Like the circumstances of where Del Rio was around when Marshall came in. Del Rio's on the way out. He leaves. He goes to Denver. And he sees what's transpiring. It's like, oh, you're going to let Brandon Marshall go? Yeah, we'll take him all day because I know what he's capable of. Yeah. And then you saw that. I think you saw that with Pot Roast as well.
Knighton was a little bit. But Knighton not long-term. Even Marshall actually for a little bit. I think it was a good handful of years in Denver.
Yeah.
And then it fell fast, kind of faded fast. But Knighton had like a good year or so.
Well, all I know is he had that sack on Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game and to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so again, he had a good year or two.
Yeah.
But he never prolonged it that much more. Again, the answer to this question is Jalen Ramsey's going to haunt this franchise, in my opinion, as a top-flight player that you didn't keep for a long, long time. That's one of the things for Shad Khan, Dave Caldwell, everybody else that you have to – well, Caldwell doesn't have to live with it now, but Shad signing off on that a lot, that whatever happened in that whole situation, you got to live with that. I mean, we're going to be talking about Jalen Ramsey not on the Jags for the next 10 years.
No, see, I'm not sure about that. You're going to be talking about Jalen Ramsey as long as Jalen Ramsey's replacement doesn't show up. I think as soon as you get a Jalen Ramsey replacement in here, then all of a sudden that animosity goes away and you forget about him. But right now you have C.J. Henderson. Right now you have Trey Herndon, and it's a reminder of, we'll see what they got, but guess what? They're not Jalen Ramsey, and that's the reminder.
Yeah. Anyway, a couple of things. What would be worse than Jalen Ramsey winning a Super Bowl this season? Tom says a Super Bowl 35 rematch. I'll have to go back and look 35 up. Definitely Miami says, the Gators winning anything. Dr. Sad, too bad, says the Jaguars being viable.
Super Bowl 35 was the Ravens-Giants. I don't.
Maybe another virus 10 times worse than COVID. Okay. Oh boy.
Hey, he's putting it all in perspective.
Blue Jean 19 says this wouldn't bother me. The organization pushed him away. All right.
That's a guy that's comfortable
Mr.
in his
Pico
loss.
Boulevard says Jags winning another game. Really wants that draft pick.
Yeah.
The shooter says the Jags move and immediately win a Super Bowl. Well, that would hurt. That would hurt.
That's the best one. I mean, it's diabolical, but that's the best one.
It's pretty diabolical.
Yeah.
Also asked a question about Mike Mularkey. Did they get rid of him too soon? First Coast Bubbler says, that was BS. Firing him after one season. Did a nice job with the Titans. James says, nope. Should have gotten rid of Gabbert and Bortles quicker, though. And some of the responses we see on social media. Hey, so we have Logan Cooke ready to go? Let's do it. I caught up with Logan Cooke this week about my cause, my cleats, and also about the season he's having. I mean, listen, it's not like we talk a lot about punting.
No.
But I did find it. I actually asked him in this a couple of things. One, how close has he come to being a field goal kicker this year? But also, two, what is the art of punting that all of a sudden, you're punting the ball better? Like, you figure if you're a good punter, you're a good punter. But things have changed for Cook.
Well, listen, this guy's having another great year, right? I mean, he's on a team that doesn't win a lot of games, so it's hard to celebrate him. And Tom Coughlin's gone, so you don't have the biggest cheerleader of all time, the biggest Logan Cooke cheerleader of all time, the hype man, the Lil Jon for Logan Cooke, if you will, and Tom Coughlin. Well, he's gone now, so sometimes we forget just how great Logan Cooke really is, Brett.
Yeah,
I'm glad you caught up with him.
And Logan Cooke, by the way, also supporting Ronald McDonald House Charities of Jacksonville with his My Cause, My Cleats campaign, and had a cool story behind it as well. Here's my conversation with the Jaguars punter.
We're joined right now by Jaguars punter like you ran into one little guy, especially Jaden, that really touched you. Isn't that the cool thing about what you guys were able to do? You go do a community event, you do something like this, which is cool anyway, but then you get a connection that maybe will last a very long time.
Right. Yeah. These cleats, obviously you can see the logo right here, the Ronald McDonald logo, and then I got Jaden's favorite Bible verse, which happened to be John 3:16, right here. So he don't know it, but I'm going to give it to him for Christmas. Getting the cleats, so that'll be pretty cool. But no, me and Jaden, we hit it off. He was wearing a Mossy Oak t-shirt, and I went and kind of brought a conversation with him about hunting, and his face went from very mellow and like he had a long day. I don't know if it was the treatments and stuff, but whatever. He had a long day at the hospital. So then seeing his smile just do this, and we started talking about hunting was pretty cool. And I actually got him to my home farm in Mississippi this year, turkey hunting, and him and his family. We had a blast, and so. Definitely a friendship that'll last as long as I'm on this earth. So,
is it a great perspective for you? A reminder, even this week during obviously a very difficult season for you guys, and wins and losses mean so much. But again, I mean, it's almost cliche now because of the opportunity that you guys have, the platform you guys have. But I mean, this is it does put it in perspective, I would imagine.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, just. If I have a bad game, or obviously the season's not going how we as a team want it to go, but just kind of looking back and saying, look, at the end of the day, we have the greatest job in the world, and we get to impact these people, and there's so many people that have it so much worse than we do, and it really helps us, especially me, after a bad game or a loss, to be able to, say, look, it's really not that big of a deal right now, so.
Tell us a little bit more about that hunting trip when you did get him on your property and turkey hunting. I mean, what was Jaden like? I mean, give us an idea of that day, because I mean, you said the smile was big when you saw him and stopped hunting. I can only imagine what it was like that day.
Yeah, man, the whole time we were there. So we were supposed to go to a farm in Tennessee that I hunt, but with COVID and everything, I do a deal up there with the St. Jude organization, and they put on a hunt up there every year. It's called Hunting for a Cure. So I was going to take him to that. And but with COVID, they ended up canceling that, so we had to kind of make a little audible and took him to my place in Mississippi. And first couple of days was slow; it was just hot. And then the last morning, man, the birds were gobbling a lot, and he got to really see what they do. And he was just, I mean, the whole time he was shaking and smiling. He kept looking back at his dad, grinning ear to ear. And he didn't get to kill one, but he got to experience it, and he's going to be back this year for sure. So hopefully we can get it done.
That's very cool. With COVID, how much do you miss that part of it? These Tuesday events where you can go and reach the community and impact and meet new people and see it. I would imagine as a football player, sometimes if you go in the grocery store, that can be too much sometimes. But there's going to be a level of it that you miss right now too.
Yeah, I do, man. From Sundays to even camp, people being out here at practice, and I'm getting to do these events and meet people. And I mean, obviously, without us being able to do these events, I wouldn't have gotten to meet Jaden. So. Who knows what relationship we could have made this year, but it all happens for a reason. We're going through this time for some crazy reason, but there is a reason. So it sucks right now, but hopefully next year we'll be able to be back and be a part of the community more.
Let me ask you a football question or two. You're having a fantastic season. Congratulations on that. Why? Tell us, listen, we watch football all the time, but we don't know why a punter kicks well or maybe doesn't kick one well. Why are you having such a good year?
Well, honestly, it's a blessing. All of it is. I'm not good enough with technique and stuff to explain how I'm in the ball good, but especially my rookie year was kind of, I think, still trying to figure it out. And the games went by so fast, and every play went by so fast. But last year, I kind of got to settle in more, and it was kind of how a hitter can start seeing the baseball kind of like a beach ball. It's kind of the same concept. The way these past 2 seasons have been, it's like the ball's real big and the sweet spot's big, so it's just flying. And I've got bailed out by the coverage team a lot this year, so they help a lot. But it's nice to be able to let it rip down the field, knowing they're going to run in there and cover it.
Is this as well as you've ever kicked the football? I mean, even high school, college, whatever.
Yeah, I was not a very good high school punter, I don't think. And somehow I got a scholarship, and even in college, I feel like I just kept doing this and figuring it out and learning more. And now it's fun to sit back and be real confident when I go on the field and actually be able to place the ball where I want to, which is something completely new. Kind of started last year. So being able to do that and being able to kind of play a game with the returner back there, a little keep-away game, is pretty fun with some of the different balls we hit. And so it's interesting to be able to go out there pregame and see, the other punter hitting the banana balls and stuff that we do to their returners, and kind of makes you smile a little bit, knowing people had to prepare for you a little bit.
Yeah, very good. Holy cats, man. I mean, kicking field goals has been a tough thing for this football team this year. Yeah. I mean, it's been unbelievable. Seriously, how much have you wondered if your name will be called to kick a field goal, and are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I mean, I pretend I'm a gamer sometimes, whether I am or not, so if my name gets called, I'm ready. But probably by the second or third week after we kind of been going through this, whatever you want to call it, of new kickers, I started working on a little more and started hitting some in practice and team ball. So who knows? I'm ready to go whenever. So
what's the range?
I'll go mid-60s indoors.
Really?
But, yeah, you go outside into the wind and stuff, it changes it obviously, but I don't know. I feel more comfortable hitting a 50-yarder than an extra point, if that tells you anything.
Very good. Hey, all right, I got one last thing for you. You seem like you like to hunt. I think you like to fish. You've been around golf a little bit. You like to golf. I mean, you are like the perfect Jacksonville guy. I mean, is this just like a great place? Is this a great place for you and your family?
Oh, yeah, it's perfect. My wife, she works at Wolfson's up there, and so a little side note to her, she's an awesome person, and she was one of the ones that kind of drew me to the Ronald McDonald House in the first place. But no, she loves it here. We've made so many friends outside of football here, and no, it's great. I mean, it's like 8-9 hours from home, but it's not the other side of the country from home, so it's nice. But also, I mean, the atmosphere, the environment. It don't get too cold. It gets hot, but then we just get on the boat, so it's nice.
Always something to do when you have the hobbies that you have, for sure. Hey, finish off the season in a good way, and big shout out to what you're doing. I think Jaden will have a big smile on his face on Sunday when he sees those cleats.
I hope so. Appreciate it, man.
That is Logan Cooke. Got to ring the bell. That's a bad ringing of the bell. Almost fumbled the bell. Got to ring that bell for Logan Cooke, Mississippi State guy. And by the way, obviously supporting Ronald McDonald House Charities of Jacksonville. And we are, too, this holiday season. Be a part of the 690 Syndicate, and you can make just a $5 donation. All you have to do is go to ESPN690.com and help us with the Deck the Doors campaign. Put a smile on these kids' faces, much like Logan Cooke did with that trip. And so many other Jags players are doing a great job with My Cause, My Cleats, and Logan Cooke will be representing Ronald McDonald House of Jacksonville. Once again, go to ESPN690.com with the Deck the Doors campaign. And we got a long way to go to meet our goal, so let's get rocking and rolling here with the 690 Syndicate. Just really a $5 ask. If you want to do more, that's great. But $5, and we'll build toward raising some funds for the great folks at the Ronald McDonald House of Jacksonville. How about mid-60s? Logan Cooke said about field goals. Why haven't they tried them?
I kind of want to see that now. I mean, you said it so confidently, like Let's get a look, see what you got
maybe
there,
they're
Logan.
just as nervous as he is about extra points.
Maybe.
He said, I'd rather kick a 50-yarder than an extra point.
Well, Brent, I mean, is it really that much of a difference, honestly, right, with what we've seen this year? Let him try.
I actually I'd almost want to see Logan Cooke try a field goal this year.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
Might as well.
Having a fantastic year, the Jaguars punter. And check out all the cleats this Sunday. Jags-Titans game at TIAA Bank Field. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 696. Pack of Picks up next.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A partly sunny sky today as we get ready to start your weekend. High temperatures in the low 70s today. Overnight lows will drop down into the upper 40s. An isolated shower, but partly cloudy on Saturday, and highs still in the low 70s. With your First Alert forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Biedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Just in time for the holidays, save up to 40% on everything store-wide at Beards Diamonds.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
Paid for by Get Upside. This is Matt Crowder live at the Shell station on 41st Street, reporting on the free gas app called Get Upside. That's letting people all over the country earn cash back on every gallon of gas they buy. Excuse me, miss. Have you heard of the Get Upside gas app?
Of course. People are earning as much as $300 a year with the Get Upside app. It's so easy. You just take a picture of your gas receipt and get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy gas.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Get Upside gas app and earn up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder, Radio News Network. Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents per gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code GREAT for a 50 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents per gallon on your next tank. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift for Amazon and other brands. Earn cash back on gas on every fill-up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code GREAT. That's GREAT.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
This Christmas, what do you buy for the golfer in your life? Cheap rounds and lots of them. That's what you'll get with a Dream 18 golf card. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round, plus card fees, at great area golf courses, like the Golf Club at Southampton, the Club at Osprey Cove, and Hidden Hills Golf Club. And this isn't just a golf card. You get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free dome hat, a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for just $95. It's the perfect gift just in time for the holidays.
The following message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Soon, it will be time to make important decisions about your Medicare prescription drug coverage. Shine counselors provide free, unbiased help in selecting a Medicare Part D or Advantage plan. If you have questions, Shine can guide you through the enrollment period ending December 7th. For more information or to volunteer, call 1-800-963-5337 or go to floridashine.org.
You can't miss the unplanned, unexpected, unbelievable sale Diamonds Direct is having this weekend. All earrings are 25% off Friday through Sunday. Yes! It's a surprise flash sale on all earrings. Diamond studs, diamond hoops, colored gemstone earrings, gold earrings. Best prices ever. Take an extra 25% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable price. It's the perfect ready-to-wrap gift for the women in your life. All diamond studs are included. Special financing available too. A truly epic earring event this Friday through Sunday only. And only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
The ultimate Christmas tradition is heading home for the holidays. Don't miss Moscow Ballet's digital stream premiere of The Great Russian Nutcracker, Saturday, December 19th. Enjoy the full-length performance of Moscow Ballet's Great Russian Nutcracker as captured on stage. Save 15% on tickets today with promo code HEART. That's HEART at MoscowBallet.com. Get up close with online meet and greets and party packages at MoscowBallet.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Austin Lane.
Are we on right now or not? Like our screen? I guess we're good.
Brent Martineau.
Yeah, you got to go all the way. Yeah, we're back. Thanks for your concern.
You're welcome.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
You all right?
Vibing.
I mean, you are. That's good.
Vibing, man. Yeah.
Nothing like the Hawaiian music. But.
Nah, well, yeah, the Hawaiian/Western music, it's up for debate. But this, man, this is just you and the homies are going through the hood a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Might get a little bumpy, Brent. Let's go. It's not? I mean, what genre of music would you say this is? This is hip-hop.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. By the way, we got to talk about Taylor Swift later because that was in the rundown.
It should be in the rundown.
I can't wait to see what your thoughts on it.
Listen, it's one of the all-time favorite days of the year for you two on this show. Like in the last 2 years is when the Taylor Swift album dropped.
Yeah. Well, listen, let's go ahead and set we got to maybe 5:30 or 5:40. Like, listen, we got to set aside a time because we got to promote it out the right way.
Okay.
Because the Swifties, that's what they call them, right? Coos, they call them the Swifties. The Swifties will come out in full force.
Okay.
And you want to talk about a Kyler Murray bump? You want to talk about a few Cardinals fans here, there, or there that come out and say what we got to say? Wait till we start talking about Taylor Swift. It's like wrestling fans times 20.
You're going to have to be careful because you could get yourself
well, yeah.
your career could be over with them.
Don't say anything stupid about her, obviously. And don't go against her. Don't go against the grain here. This isn't your time to be funny and make fun of Taylor Swift. You have to stay on course.
We just want the bump.
You have to do your homework. And you got to speak eloquently about Taylor Swift. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. The Taylor Swift bump here will be here around 5 o'clock. Tune in for that.
Let's mention Adam Gotts has got a big thing coming up in the next couple of weeks as well here around the holidays. We had Adam on, it's been a few months now.
Man, it seems like forever, right? So Adam Gotts has this cool charity that he's helping with. And listen, it's really cool because take it from me, anytime you go to a new team, you go to a new city, it's hard to kind of plant your roots right away, right? Because you're playing football, that takes up most of your time. So I support anybody that can come to a new city, a la Calais Campbell, right? A la Adam Gotts is here, who can come to a new city, plant their roots a little bit and give back. And that's what he's doing here. So basically what he's doing, and it's a really cool thing, it's the Project 96 toy drive. And he's partnered up with Walmart, and he's partnered up with One More Child. And what One More Child is, basically, it's a foster home, right? And it helps out foster children. So what Adam's doing here is he's taking upon himself to help raise toys, help raise some money to make sure these kids have a great Christmas as well. Because let's be honest, if you're going through the foster system, I can't imagine. I'm sure it's a very rough process, and these kids have been through a lot. So why not help them out a little bit? Why not help make their Christmas a little more special, with some toys and things like that? So if you're interested in that, helping some kids out, go to www.onemorechild.org/Merry Christmas 96. One more time, that's onemorechild.org/Merry Christmas 96. You can help out the cause and help some kids in need of some cool toys.
Good stuff. I said this question to Logan Cooke in our interview. It's like, I bet these guys have to miss getting out and about and interacting with people, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Whether it's handing out turkeys at Thanksgiving, helping out gifts, for the holidays. Remember last year, I think we were at Academy with Fournette, and he was giving bikes away to the kids and stuff. So those kind of I think that means a lot to these guys, really. They use their platform. So,
but like I said,
another example of it.
It's just so cool when a guy is new to the city, right? I mean, he's still getting his bearings around and he's helping out already. So that's really cool to see. And listen, I got nothing but respect for Adam, because I remember when we had him on the show, and the first thing we bring up, which I'm sure he hears all the time, hey, so do you have an accent or not? Because he's from Australia. So we asked him, do you have an accent? And the first thing he goes is, mate. So he was playing along with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's tired of hearing that question, but he was cool with us. It's a cool cause. Check it out, guys.
All right. Speaking of pretty cool with us, and thanks for hanging around and waiting a little bit before our 6-pack of picks. But it's time to bring in Brandon Ponsel. And, oh, boy, we should have brought some music in, maybe some confetti.
Maybe a little Taylor Swift.
Maybe a little Taylor Swift.
Get Brandon the Taylor Swift bump? Can Brandon handle the Taylor Swift bump?
He's earned it. 6-0 a week ago.
No way.
6-0 a week ago.
Dang.
How about that, Brandon Ponsel?
I texted Brent on Sunday and said, tell Austin not so fast, my friend. I'm coming for you, man.
A little Lee Corso. Well, and that begs the question. I'm sure, Brent, you probably can't tell us right now, but what was the overall scoreboard looking like right now? No need to count your numbers, because we know where you stand.
I have no idea.
You're out of the running. Okay. Well, hopefully it's close.
I was trying to get lunch today. I wasn't counting.
I got you. You're getting Zaxby's.
Yeah. So Brandon Ponsel from JacksCoastalHomes.com. Let's see if he can come up with another big week. We'll get to that in a moment. We always ask a real estate question or two and see what's going on. And you got to tell us, we played golf. Oh, boy, it's been a while now. And you were telling me about this, which is interesting, because I'm into the real estate stuff. But your setup with Jack's Coastal Homes is a little bit different, I think, than maybe a lot of real estate businesses with Exp Realty. Tell us a little bit about it. What's that all about?
Yeah, so EXP is by far the fastest growing real estate company in the world. A lot of people in Jacksonville probably don't know about it. Jacksonville moves a little slower than the rest of the major markets, but what EXP has done, it's all tech-driven. It's a cloud-based real estate brokerage that allows individual realtors to keep any brand identity of their own and market themselves, versus being a part of an organization that requires you to promote, say, Coldwell Banker or Sotheby's. So you get to drive the initiative and promote your brand and promote yourself in your local community. And that's what EXP does. The stock's up 1,000% this year.
Wow.
This is hard to swallow if you think about these real estate brands that are just staples in people's heads. Realogy, which is Better Homes and Gardens, Century 21, ERA, Coldwell Banker, and Sotheby's, has a market cap 1/3 the size of EXP's. And EXP has only been in the real estate business for 10 years. So crazy company, lots of smart people at the very, very top, help agents out with all sorts of technology tools, anything you can need to be successful in the real estate business or get properties marketed globally. Real estate is a global game. If you're putting your house on the market, it's in Jacksonville, you don't think this way, but there's global investors, and you want size and scale and technology to promote your listing, and that's what EXP offers.
Very good. Check it out, jackscoastalhomes.com. Brandon Ponsel, you had me at hello, or you had me at up 1,000%.
Yeah, that's all you had to say. Sold, man. We get it.
For those listeners, it's the stock symbol is EXPI. Give it a look. Don't make any big financial contributions on my tip, but I am very bullish on this company as it continues to grow. The scalability of it is unbelievable. How they launched in Mexico and Portugal this last month going into new markets every day.
How about that?
As
Austin
I'm
now
going
has
out-
forfeited all of his picks today for
yeah.
this segment. He's
As
now,
I'm going on my Robinhood account as we speak right now, just to kind of dip my toes in the pool and see what we're dealing with here. It's all good.
All right, so let's get to the picks. Brandon Ponso from JacksCoastalHomes.com. Check him out, JacksCoastalHomes.com. Love talking real estate with him and love making the picks on
And
Fridays.
stocks now, apparently,
and
too.
stocks.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got it all. So let's see what we have today. You got to follow up 6-0. I have to follow up 1-5. And you have to follow up 2-4.
Ooh,
not a good week.
Not my best showing.
So, hey, we get the Army-Navy game.
Yeah.
Navy-Army game. And Army, has really turned this series. And I think Monken, the coach of Army, there were some whispers about him going to South Carolina, in fact. But he's done a great job at Army. So that must be a Navy fan, but especially here in Jacksonville. That's beeping. But, Brandon, Army's favored by a touchdown. What do you like in the game?
Todd Monken has done a great job at Army. Very impressed with the way they flipped this series. God, it was a lot of pain for Army fans in the early 2000s. But I like Army here. I think they get the job done. I'll lay the 7 and take Army.
So for me personally, I haven't seen Army play all year. I've watched Navy play a couple times. This goes back to my grandfather. We used to, we grew up watching the Navy-Army game together. He's an Army guy. I'm always cheering for Army. So this is more of just in respect for him. I got to go Army.
Know your town. Go Navy.
I see you, bro.
Army.
Yep.
At least for today.
Yeah. Hopefully you get an endorsement deal off that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hey, North Carolina and Miami. This is a good game.
Yeah.
Miami now, one loss. Manny Diaz was my gimme one thing at the end of on Monday, coming off the weekend, because I don't think anybody's talking about Miami. And they continue to win. And that was an impressive one over Duke, by the way. They thumped them last week. Can they beat North Carolina and still have just that one loss? Brandon, what do you think? 3-point favorite for the Hurricanes.
For any of our Canes fans listening, of all the years for Notre Dame to join the ACC for 1 year, kept them out of the ACC title game in a rematch against Clemson. But
crazy.
This is going to be Manny's ACC championship game. They're going to be fired up and they're going to handle the heels.
So here's the thing. I mean, I have Miami all day too, and it's only -3, and the game's in Miami. Like, am I missing something? Like, this makes me nervous. Like, it's almost like Vegas knows something that I don't.
North Carolina's been tricky. I mean, sometimes they're very good. They could put up 50 points, and all of a sudden they put up 20 points. I think they're a tough. I think they're probably banking on people going all in on Miami here because of what they did to Duke last week.
Sure.
That's what Vegas is playing a little bit of a game
So
here.
regardless of that, I am taking Miami, but I'm taking it, and I'm looking. Hey, I got eyes in the back of my head right now, Brent, because I feel like something's about to happen.
Yeah, you got a little wink.
Yeah, I got something's not right here, but go ahead.
All right, next up, we go to the NFL
who
now.
are you taking, though, huh?
Oh, that's right. I should have said I got Miami, too.
Okay, cool.
All right, I had written it down and just didn't say it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm doing this game, guys, Cowboys and Bengals. And the reason I'm doing this game is because this is a big game for the Jags draft position. If the Bengals win, I'm pretty sure the Jags can win 2 games and still have the number 2 overall pick. I don't know the exact tiebreaker with the Cowboys, but I'm pretty sure that's how it shakes out. So I'd be rooting for the Bengals if I'm a Jags fan here, just to secure the number 1 or 2 pick, but especially that 2 pick. Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites, Brandon, on the road at Cincy.
Yeah, both these teams have really nothing to play for at this point, other than the Bengals are young and they're going to play harder, I think. I think the Cowboys are checking out on this season, so I'll take the Bengals and the 3.5 points at home.
I hope you're right.
So go ahead and give me the Cowboys. I'm going with the team that has the better quarterback, the better running back, the better receivers. Both defenses are trash, so that cancels each other out. So I'm going with the Cowboys.
I'm taking Dallas, too. I don't know why, but Dallas is they just feel so much better. And here's what I think. I actually think Cincinnati's kind of like, if you had to put a fish in the tank, I might put Cincinnati's fish in the tank because seriously, I think it's a smart move on their part to be really good.
Yeah.
Think about it like San Francisco. San Francisco had their quarterback, but then they were bad and they got Nick Bosa.
Correct.
Right? And so that elevated them in a hurry.
Changed their whole defense around, their whole scheme around.
So now Cincinnati can go get the Oregon
offensive lineman
and protect Joe Burrow and land. Now, they might be able to get him at number 3 as well. But they also, I don't think, want to slip all the way down to 6 or 7. Or they could trade back and get a ton of draft capital. So since he's in a favorable position, if they stay with just 2 wins.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Mike McCarthy's coaching for his job right now?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I think it's too early.
Okay.
All right.
Talk to Mike Mularkey.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
What else? I have Cardinals and Giants. Cardinals favored by 3 on the road against a Giants team who's tricky and have won 4 in a row, Brandon.
I hope Austin earned a bye in his fantasy league because Kyler Murray's going to put up another stinker in the Meadowlands. I like the Giants all day. I think the Cardinals are fading fast, and the Giants are on the come. So give me the Giants.
Is Daniel Jones playing in this game or not?
I don't think they're sure yet.
Okay, they're not positive, right?
But I think he's going to play because he.
Then Cardinals all day.
I think they gave him a chance to play last week.
So Daniel Jones might be playing.
If
Cardinals
Daniel Jones beats Kyler Murray, oh my gosh,
Okay,
the check mark game on Tuesday is going to be outstanding.
Listen, so first of all, to answer Brandon's question about Kyler Murray is he on a bye, it doesn't matter because I still have Josh Allen, and I think Josh Allen now has overtaken Kyler Murray in terms of starting reps. So don't worry about my fantasy team. We're still looking giant, mighty peachy right now.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but it certainly sounds like Kyler Murray has a
consolation
so-called
bracket
shoulder injury.
Coming from the consolation bracket, Brent. Hey, I'm telling you, he hurt a shoulder. Regardless, though, give me the Cardinals. I feel like they're in desperation mode right now. Give me the better offense. Give me the weapons. Give me Kingsbury. His just football savvy here to try to find a way to beat the Giants more than 3.
I've got Arizona, too. I just think they're a better team. Giants have been very admirable in their efforts as of late. I just still think Arizona's probably better overall on paper. All right, this is interesting, guys. Pittsburgh goes to Buffalo. Fantastic game. Yep. But the Bills getting some respect. I know you get 3 points for being a home team, but they're a 2-point favorite at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Vegas says, hey, Steelers going to lose 2 in a row. Brandon, what do you think?
I think the Steelers are in trouble this weekend. No Joe Hayden. Diggs is going to light up that defense that had some issues covering the pass against Washington offense. It's nothing special. So I think Buffalo's playing hot and the Steelers aren't, and I'll take the Bills.
Listen, Brett, you know how I feel about this. Anytime you pass 50 times per game, unless your name is Patrick Mahomes, you're not going to win a football game. That's what the Steelers have been doing lately, passing way too much, not pounding the rock. When I say pounding the rock, James Conner's coming back. He can slow the game down a little bit. People forget how good that Pittsburgh Steelers defense has played, and they forget how explosive they are at the receiver position. I'm not sold on the Bills defense. Give me the better defense. Give me the better, maybe receiving core. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, man, you had me all over the place right there. I thought you were going to go with Buffalo, and I was going to get a game picker-upper, so I'm going to go with Buffalo.
Trademarked. You going Buffalo?
Yeah, I just changed my pick.
All right.
I'm going with Buffalo. I think this means more to Buffalo because for organizations like Buffalo, even regular season games against teams like Pittsburgh mean a lot.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough to lose 2 in a row for Pittsburgh. They are talented, and I think Tomlin's going to have them ready to go. So this is a tough game. All right, Titans-Jags. Any chance for the Jags? 7.5-point dogs. Brandon?
The Jags have had a good season in Vegas, so I'm going to take Jacksonville in the 7.5. They're playing hard for Coach Marone. I know he's probably on his way out, but he's at least got them playing hard, and I think they keep this under the touchdown.
Listen, this Titans team was embarrassed by the Cleveland Browns, all right? I think Vrabel's going to have them ticked off and ready to go. Keep in mind, this is the Titans-Jaguars we're talking about. There's no way the Jaguars can cover the Titans 2 times in 1 year. Give me Derrick Henry. Give me the Titans by at least 7.5. And also a little bonus point, I predict that Derrick Henry is going to have a play that's going to be the next-gen highlights that you're going to see in those commercials for Amazon. Yeah.
Another one?
Another one.
He's got enough for his career resume against the Jags.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Jags here. I'm coming with Brandon.
Oh, sunshine and rainbows.
Well, not to win. Now, if they want to win, they'll bring Gardner Minshew off the bench, and then they'll try to win.
Yeah.
But I agree with Brandon. I think they're going to play hard. And I don't know, Tennessee might be in a little bit of a December dive. Where are they? That was an ugly performance. That wasn't 41-35. That was a bad performance by the Cleveland Browns. So, all right, Brandon Ponsel. I'm sorry, by the Tennessee Titans. Brandon Ponsel from JacksCoastalHomes.com. Stock tips, real estate tips, and good picks along the way. Nice work and have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good one. Bye.
Thanks. All right, that's Brandon Ponsel, 6-0 a week ago.
We haven't even talked about Daniel Jones versus Kyler Murray. That's insane, man.
We'll talk about it on Tuesday.
I mean, that's the header right there.
We either talk about it on Tuesday or I don't show up. I mean, that's
your
it.
choice.
Yeah.
Or else I don't show up.
Yeah. One of us
Maybe
is
I'll be
talking a
stuck in
lot about it. on
Zaxby's line.
Tuesday.
Yeah, someone's gonna be talking for sure.
Hey, you know, Brendan's not wrong. You know, the Jags. I think the number is they're 6-6 against the spread this year.
Huh. Interesting.
Now they've been underdogs, I think, in every game.
Yeah.
Now they might have been a favorite against Miami.
I think they were.
But I think they were a favorite against Miami.
Yeah.
So shows you that they've played a lot of close games.
Yeah.
But I think basically 15 games this year they're going to be underdogs unless they're a favorite against Chicago. But I don't see that happening either.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. More talk in the NFL world. Coming up, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. An hour to go. And this week, hope you're doing well here on a Friday in Jacksonville.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
You bump the temperature down at night, don't you? And you probably keep your daytime temperature set below 74 degrees too. Or at least one of you does. While the other complains that
it's freezing in here.
You know what that means? It means your home is too darn humid. If your AC had proper humidity control, you'd both be comfortable at 74 degrees. So you'd never feel sticky at night or during winter or when it rains. Ever been in the mountains out to California in a low humidity environment? Then you know mid-70s can feel magnificent. But when your home's too humid, it turns everything to turd buckets. Because cold air plus humidity equals condensation, causing your ducts, windows, and hard surfaces to sweat. Enter mold and mildew. Not good. With a Florida-rated system, you'd get proper humidity control, so you'd both be comfortable, you'd both sleep better, and you'd both stop fighting over the thermostat. But only if you call
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697.
Guys, happy holidays from Prime Men's Medical Center. This has been a trying year, so we want to help you enjoy the holiday season. Suffering from ED or PE? Has Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra let you down? The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center can have you lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer in the bedroom. See results on first visit guaranteed or consultation is free. Call 904-206-8105 now and start the new year off with a bang. Call Prime Men's Medical Center, 904-206-8105.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our best wellness program, and welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
Diamonds Direct's just decided to squeeze in one more incredible event before Christmas. A flash sale on all earrings. This weekend. Yes! Save an unprecedented 25% off all earrings at Diamonds Direct. Get Diamonds Direct's unbeatable price plus an extra 25% savings. All diamond studs are included. So this is huge. Special financing too. Guys, you can never go wrong with a nice pair of diamond stud earrings. And you've never seen prices this low. It's Friday through Sunday only. A truly epic earring event at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Leave your sister alone.
You're ready to get back into yoga, so you order the essentials. A non-slip mat, yoga blocks to keep balance, and an exercise ball. And you use your Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member, which you put towards your most essential yoga gear. Noise-canceling headphones.
Welcome. Take a deep breath. Breathe.
Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation.
Happy holidays from the team at CGC Water. This holiday season, our gift to you is clean drinking water. A Kinetico system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier Softener like the one we have at our home. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember now, this is a limited time offer. A free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier Softener. Special holiday financing available for a limited time with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Kinetico dealer. Have a happy and safe holiday season.
Boss, hit the gas! What's going on? You were supposed to check to see if that house had anyone home. Now their porch is on fire.
Boss, I didn't do it. The ding-dong doorbell camera just burst into flames and started melting.
Oh, so it's true. Those things are fire hazards.
Yeah, and now we know another big difference between those cheap ding-dong doorbell cameras and a SafeTouch security system.
Well, yeah, with SafeTouch, homeowners don't have to worry about their video cameras getting hacked.
Or employees spying on customers.
Or bursting into flames.
Uh-oh, fire department's coming, boss. Time to go.
I'm way ahead of you. By the way, your eyebrows are completely gone.
Oh, well, maybe it's an improvement.
Just so I know you still got your senses, recite the Crooks R Us golden rule again.
Stay away from SafeTouch houses. Don't worry, it's burned into my brain.
Crooks know to stay away from SafeTouch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
College football, it's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school, spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
Starting route. Your destination is 0.1 miles away.
If you drive less than
500 feet, turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
If you drive less than 25 miles a day, you could be paying less every day. With pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate, you get the same reliable coverage and hands-on expertise you'd expect from Allstate, but now at a price that's tailored to the miles you drive.
Call your local Allstate agent and start paying what's right for you. Pricing varies based on how you buy, driving behaviors, and includes a daily rate. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Not applicable in California. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates.
This Christmas, what do you buy for the golfer in your life? Cheap rounds and lots of them. That's what you'll get with a Dream 18 golf card. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round, plus card fees, at great area golf courses like St. John's Golf and Country Club, Amelia River Golf Club, and Eagle Landing Golf Club. And this isn't just a golf card. You get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free dome hat, a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for just $95. It's the perfect gift just in time for the holidays. Once-in-a-lifetime holiday savings continue at Beard's Diamonds. Save now through Christmas up to 40% off.
Yes, 40% off.
All GIA certified loose diamonds, all designer settings, pendants, engagement rings, everything store-wide is on sale up to 40% off.
If you're popping the question soon, celebrating a big anniversary.
Make this a holiday she'll never forget. These never-before savings will end December 24th.
Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
For the ones standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. There were no new positive COVID-19 tests among NFL players and coaches today. That from ESPN's Adam Schefter. Cardinals wideout DeAndre Hopkins should be ready to go Sunday against the Giants. He's been dealing with lingering soreness in his neck. Eagles offensive lineman Jason Peters will have surgery on a broken and dislocated toe. He will miss the rest of the season. Week 14 wraps up Monday night in Cleveland with the Browns hosting the Ravens on ESPN. ESPN's Keyshawn Johnson.
Everybody will be watching to see if Baker Mayfield can come out there and outdo Lamar Jackson, and I think Baker can. Things have settled down for him. The game is slowing down with Kevin Stefanski calling the plays. Baker Mayfield, I take.
Keyshawn Johnson on Key J and Z. College basketball just ending at number 11 West Virginia. The Mountaineers with a strong second half beat North Texas 62-50. A youth football coach in Georgia now facing criminal charges after hitting one of his players twice on the helmet, knocking him down with the second hit. Gerald Williams was coaching a U9 team.
With thousands of locally owned Napa stores across the nation, chances are that wherever you call home, they do too. So whether you stop by a local Napa Auto Parts store, Napa Auto Care Center, or visit Napa online, you can count on Napa know-how.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
It just feels like it's over for Cam. Like he's not going to be as, like, when I look at Cam, even, how many yards did he throw for in that 45-0 win?
69 yards.
69 yards. Okay. And I know he had one game where he exploded offensively. Seattle. It just doesn't feel like he's going to be a starter in the league after this year.
But to Key's point, if the
he's
weapons...
not. Like, it just feels like, well, I understand his point about the weapons, but it just doesn't feel like he's trending in that direction.
He's going to be a starter? Who said that? Is that Keyshawn that said he will? I don't know, man.
That he didn't have weapons to throw to.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more excuses we can make for Cam Newton. I mean, there's a reason why not every... I mean, he was the last quarterback signed, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Some of it was health. But I think people would have taken a chance on the health a little bit, especially for as long as he had been out, if they believed in him. And I just don't think there's a lot of belief in Cam Newton, and he's not doing much to inspire further belief in his career.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say...
At least he's starting, though. Jameis is still riding the pine even behind Taysom Hill.
Yeah. Almost a situation where, which is bizarre, but also a situation where Jameis kind of asked for that, right? You know,
True.
I mean, in a sense.
Yeah, he wanted to learn.
Not that it was Taysom Hill, but I mean, he knew he figured he was going to be behind Drew Brees.
He wanted to be behind Drew Brees, but Jameis Winston did not go with expectations to sit behind Taysom Hill if Drew Brees got hurt.
So, there was something out earlier this week where it said Taysom Hill is doing enough to validate, basically, the belief in him that he's going to be the heir apparent to Drew Brees. I mean, why does that still not feel right? I mean, I feel like they're trying to be right about that statement more than that feels right for New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think it's more of they're putting him on display in case someone wants to make a move for him, right? Because last year there was rumors that they were asking a first-round pick for Taysom Hill, and obviously they didn't get that. So I think it's more of just putting him on display. Listen, I know he's done some great things while he's been in there, but as far as going forward, I wouldn't feel the most confident having him be my starting quarterback in the NFL. Because keep in mind, you play with a pretty good offense.
Yeah, you do. We never got to this all week. Des Bryant situation. And the reason why, I don't know why we didn't get to it, but the reason why I still think
it's ESPN 690. That's why we didn't get to it.
True.
Yeah.
The reason why I think it's still interesting, though, is what the league took some scrutiny for this, the way this all went down. So it's the first time we saw a situation like this. Basically, a guy out on the field, I think that I can remember, warming up and ready to go. And, obviously the huge storyline, too, that Dez Bryant, so cameras were on him, because of playing the Cowboys. And then, boom, out of the game.
Yeah.
Much like Justin Turner was in Game 6 of the World Series, just disappeared. And then he goes crazy on I shouldn't say crazy. He gets emotional on social media.
But were you surprised to see? I mean, listen, man, you're 32 years old. Do you really gotta? I mean, and I get it. It was wrong. That should probably never happened, right? I can't imagine how frustrating that can be. Because does he get paid for that or not? He still gets a paycheck.
That's a good question.
I think he still gets a paycheck.
I think he was active that day.
Yeah, so I think he still gets a paycheck. But then he kind of pouted a little bit and got lost in his feelings, like a 16-year-old.
Well, he had nobody else to talk to, so he had to talk social media.
Yeah, but you're acting like a 16-year-old when you're the keys of the Lamborghini just got taken away by your parents, and now you're left to your own devices. But I'll be honest with you, man. He turned a bad situation, and they won, so that was great for him. But you took a bad situation and you made it better. Because the whole wine thing that he was, doing, I'm having dude, that took off. That was imagine the endorsements right now that are on, his agent's doorstep saying, "Can you endorse my wine? Can you endorse my wine?" So he turned a bad thing and made it into probably a good thing down the road.
Will Blackman probably gave him a call.
Oh, is Will Blackman a big wine guy too?
Yeah, he started his own wine venture.
I can't stand wine. I'm sorry.
Really?
I am not I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Do you like wine?
I don't get it either. But I don't mind. I'll drink it.
See, I've never drank in a full glass.
Really?
Never. The most wine I've ever had was at communion, obviously, when you take the little shot. And I've had a sip my wife's wine before. I seriously can't stomach a full glass.
Really?
No, it's not.
I find what's interesting to me is you could have 3 glasses or just 2 glasses of wine right here.
Smell.
And one might be $5. And one might be $5,000 a bottle. Mm-hmm. And I would have.
You ain't tasting the difference.
No clue.
Coos, wine,
in
fact, or nay?
I probably like the $5 one.
No, for sure.
I would literally prefer to drink Keystone Light.
Right?
Over
Thank
wine.
you. So we're on the same page.
Yeah,
wine sucks.
I don't get it.
Wine's the worst. I can't stand it. Champagne and wine, I'm just I get champagne because you celebrate, so I get the champagne thing a little bit. The bubbles.
Yeah, I can't
But
drink
wine,
champagne anymore.
I like the heartburn you can get, and it makes your breath, smell bad. Nah. Dude, imagine being back. And we're going way back right now. But remember when Jesus turned water into wine in front of those people? If I was one of those people in that crowd, I'd have been all right, cool trick, turn it back. I'm not drinking it. Give me water. I have 64 ounces of water in this bad boy right now. I'm taking every single ounce. I'm not drinking wine. Hey, Jesus, you want to turn it back a little bit to water? Thank you.
I don't know where we just went here, but that's Austin Lane.
What? Wine sucks. That's where we went. We went back in time, and I'm saying wine sucks. Nothing. Don't mean to offend anybody.
Can you really tell the difference with the expensive wine and the cheap wine? I can't.
But people can smell it and tell the difference.
That's the other thing. Here's my thing. This may be the real reason why I don't drink wine and get bottles of wine.
It's snobby because it's people.
I can't do the taste test. I couldn't do the whole swirling around thing. Yeah. And it's okay if you do. I'm just saying I couldn't do it. I'd be just give it to me.
Yeah,
I say that about everything. I'm no, I don't need to try it. My kids and Steph, they're like this. Go to the ice cream store now.
Yeah,
you know how they give you the samples?
Yeah.
Well, they sit there for 20 minutes and they try every single ice cream.
Of course.
It's what do you mean you've never tasted mint chocolate chip?
Well, here you go.
It's I even say it to the people. It's come on, guys. I mean, stop stealing all the free ice cream.
Yeah, stop trying to, you're swindling something
vanilla.
Here. You've had vanilla before. This isn't going to be some kind of vanilla where it's it's a special bean from Colombia and we just flew it in. And it's no. I mean, everyone's had vanilla. You know what vanilla tastes like. I agree with you there.
So, can those be have you ever seen anybody in a restaurant?
Yeah.
Maybe because, listen, the football guys probably did some dinners with those guys and they're wine guys. A lot of them.
There are wine guys.
Which always was when I first heard about that, it always took me by surprise.
Here's the funny thing, though, and I get props to Rasheed Mathis. Rasheed Mathis is a wine guy.
Okay.
He knows his stuff. He's done his homework. But the guys in my room, the defensive linemen, when we go to rookie dinners and they order wine, they want to act because it's classy, right?
Yeah.
It's a little wine and steak. So you have this perception that you're trying to give off. But like, don't sit here and try to drink wine in front of me and tell me you know what you're talking about when you don't know kind of, like, well, yeah, this is actually no, you don't know what it's from or the region that it's from, Tuscany or whatever. Get out of here. And then let's be honest, I'm not sure how many dinner parties you've been to, but some dinner parties, they have that guy. That's like the sommelier or whatever they call it.
Is that what it is?
I think it's like a sommelier.
Very good.
But like an expert in wine, or at least they think they are. That guy's annoying, man. No, I'm not even lying. Seriously, Brent, it's annoying because think about it. Like, if you're at a dinner party and say you have a steak, well, you don't have a guy that's like, well, the steak is dry. Like, no, you eat the steak, it's good or it's bad. Enough said. But with wine, it's like, well, if you smell the notes of whatever, the grapes and I don't got time for it. Shut up. Eat your steak.
Let's get drunk.
Yeah, let's get drunk. Do your job, wine. Let's go. I don't need to know the region and the grapes and the aging and the barreling.
My
and all
question
that
to
stuff.
you, and anybody can fill us in if this has happened. Have you ever seen or been with somebody in a restaurant that's done the test and said, no, this sucks? Like, I'm sure it happens.
So
but
I've
never seen it.
So I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. One of my really good friends, who's also my financial advisor, go figure. He's
wine guy.
He's having a bottle of wine, right? And actually, I was there. This was at Capitol Grill. You know Capitol Grill?
I know
Town
Capitol
Center,
Grill.
So we're at Capitol Grill.
Flex right there.
So we're talking some business. You know what I'm saying?
This must have been.
You know what I'm talking about?
This must have been in the playing days, not the radio days.
Hey, this was the playing days. This was the signing bonus days. Let's just call it those. So we're at Capitol Grill, and this is right when we were getting ready to make the deal. Because we've always been friends, but like he had to do the paperwork and all that stuff, right? Cool. So he buys me dinner, and we have a couple drinks, and I went with whiskey. The old standby whiskey, nothing that crazy. I think I just got like it was just what I think it was like. It might have been some Jack. No, it was like the gentleman's Jack. I think I got. Like a little expensive, but nothing crazy.
Fair enough.
He orders like, hey, can I get a bottle of wine? So the guy brings the wine, and this was an expensive bottle of wine, mind you. And he sniffs the cork. I'm not lying. Sniffs the cork, and he goes, nope, this one's gone bad. And the waiter or whatever the guy that brought the wine sniffs it. He's like, you're absolutely right, sir. I'll get you another one. Now, whether or not, a couple things happened there. Number one, I thought I knew my friend, and I didn't. Because now I'm like, I respect the hustle because you're a man of fine tastes, and I want you managing my money, so sold on your part. But, like, you sniff the cork, and you can tell if a wine's gone bad or not. And then the guy who brought you the wine agreed with you. Now, did he agree with you because it's Capitol Grill? And let's be honest, you get what you want at Capitol Grill because the price check, the check comes, and there you go. Or was he so, I guess, trained with his nostrils and his senses where it's like, yeah, this cork doesn't smell right, and it's
Maybe
gone bad.
That's a thing.
But then he brought another bottle. My friend smelled the cork, and it was good to go. So I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm just drinking my gentleman's Jack, like, whatever, dude.
You know what I do in wine corks? We hit them with broomsticks in the street.
The way it should have been.
That's right.
Yeah, the way it should be done. Absolutely.
One more wine story.
The
markup. I don't know how we got on wine.
You know what? It's the best. This was not in the rundown.
No. We go from wine to Taylor Swift in a moment.
Yeah,
but
get ready.
Wine markup is unbelievable. Right? Like in the restaurants or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
My buddy, a best friend from home, and his wife, it was her 40th birthday, went up to Maine, and they stayed at, it was a pretty nice place, I guess. They stayed up there.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I'm going to call up and get last Friday, and let's get her a bottle of wine. Now, my buddy doesn't drink, so get him nothing.
Yeah.
But I got him like some s'mores dessert or something like that.
Sure.
But but I had to check back home with one of her relatives, say, what does she like?
Yeah.
I have no idea what she drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like Chardonnay, Kendall Jackson, which is like, go buy it in Publix. It's like $10 a bottle.
Yeah, that's pretty economically friendly.
Yes.
You call it. I don't call it cheap.
So they don't have this on the menu that I go order it. But I'm like, tell me something that's like kind of like it. You know, Chardonnay, whatever. Well, the bottle was like $120. For like a similar version of like a $10
bottle of wine.
It's like,
well, Brent, because you're not paying for the wine at those places. You're paying for the experience.
I know.
Right? You're paying for the experience because it's classy. The guy's got like the napkin over his wrist, and he brings it to you in a nice bottle. And
we just lost so many listeners, I think, and viewers that like wine. There's a lot of people that love wine.
People love wine. I know.
It's a fascinating thing. Now, I did go when we were in Sonoma we stayed out for the week with the Jags. We went to Sonoma.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool. We did one of those wine tour things,
Sure.
But I don't know if I could do it for like a week.
Yeah.
Like go for a week to Napa Valley or something. I even said, it's cool to come out here. It's pretty neat. I don't know if I could sit out there for a week and kind of take the same tour over again.
Exactly. Just drink wine the whole time? Sounds. Dude,
do they have golf courses in those vineyards or what?
I'll be going to Napa Valley with a bottle of whiskey. I'm like, yeah, let's check out these grapes again while I'm drinking my whiskey, man. Real quick. So, we're on the topic of wine right now.
Hey, it's Friday, people.
It's Friday.
The Jags are 1-11.
Everybody relax. What do you want from us? But, like people splurge on wine or on whiskeys, things like that. Sometimes food, steaks. Like, whether it's food or drink, like what do you not mind splurging on? Like in terms of, I like a good steak. I'll spend $50-$60 at a restaurant for a good steak. Is that what it is for you or something else?
Yeah, that's probably food. I mean, we like to eat. So I never did that before until probably recently. But if you go to a nice steak, you can tell the difference.
Yeah. Well, it's butter. It's one of the things.
You actually know what the difference is? It's that steaming hot plate.
Oh, it's the sizzling plate.
Like,
I know.
How do you get the plate that hot?
Maybe a microwave or something.
I don't know, but that's
know.
what makes the difference.
I'm not going to lie. We used to have those in my house growing up. My mom got us. So check this out. So it's like there are plates and they sizzle. So you put them in the oven and then you take it out, you put the steak on top and it sizzles. Now, why we had that in our house,
I don't know.
I have no idea.
But I got to do it because I've learned how to sear the steak and now I need the sizzling plate.
Get the sizzling plate for sure.
Because I'm still a paper plate guy at home after I sear the steak.
Careful now. Careful now. Well, obviously the sizzling plate, it's a nice ambiance, if you will, but also it keeps the steak warmer. So here's a little fun fact for you real quick. When you're doing the whole steak thing, put the plates in the microwave, warm up for like 30 to 45 seconds, and then when you're ready to serve your steak, put the steak on there, and it keeps your steak warm. You don't have cold steak.
How about that?
It's a little tip for you guys out there.
By the way, the other thing I'll splurge on, like I'm not on like sneakers or anything.
Yeah.
But
hey, obviously, as you're sitting here in Skechers.
Actually, usually like an $18 to $20 sneaker guy. Yeah. Skechers are a little more than that.
Yeah, and obviously I'm not a sneaker guy either.
But I do think, like, I say this all the time about, like, clothes. Like, if it's something like a nice, say it's like a Nike brand stuff that might cost a little bit more, but I've found in the long run it lasts longer, and I wear it more. So if it's per use, that's what I always say about the phone. Like, if the phone cost me 5 times what it cost me, I would buy it anyway because I use it.
Yep.
So per use, this thing cost me like a penny.
True. And same thing with a nice bed. You got to have a nice bed.
Nice bed.
You spend every night on it.
Nice shirt.
Nice shirt.
Nice
well, yeah.
If you find yourself wearing it all the time, then it's worth an extra few bucks.
So then are you justifying Kuz buying $80 hats?
That's a little absurd.
Well, your argument just kind of folded in on itself a little bit.
Is that your $80 hat?
This is one of them.
One of them. Hey,
one of them.
Hey, it's one of them. Smelling the cork and putting the wine back. It's one of them.
Well, then at least he's wearing it.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been a problem if he wasn't wearing it.
I actually had that debate this morning as I was getting ready to come into work, and I went, I haven't worn my hat yet this week.
Sure.
I should probably wear it.
Man, I'm telling you, an $80 hat, I'm putting that like on the wall. But that's like a piece of art to me. Like somebody walks in, why is the head on the wall? Because it's $80. That's art where I come from.
Hey, Kyrie Irving fined for the statement.
What did he say now?
He just tried to be like.
Can we get an exact quote?
He said, "This is it. You think Kyrie Irving's in his own head, or is Kyrie Irving in his own head?" Instead of meeting with the media, when they made everybody available, he says, "I'm going to make a statement so nothing gets twisted." What the heck gets twisted on Media Day?
Yeah.
Like, Media Day is one of those, hey, everybody's happy. We're 0-0. We're going to win it all. Like, even the Jags say it in training camp, we're going to win it all. Yeah. I mean, come on. Like,
yeah.
What?
But if he came out there and was like, so for Kyrie, it's a little, well, I guess everyone goes through it, but for like Kyrie, if he comes out and he's like, this is the most confident I've been in a team, they're going to go, oh, he hates LeBron. And then there we go.
Well, that's your own fault for saying stuff in the past, like
that,
like not being clutch LeBron and stuff. But he just didn't want to face the music on that.
Why can't we be a part of this? Like, I'm sure they're having a field day right now in Brooklyn on their radio because he said, "I do not talk to pawns." Called the media pawns, which, in case you didn't know, that's an ultimate form of disrespect when someone calls you a pawn.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Which
okay.
I'm
do you play chess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you?
Yeah.
Queen's Gambit. Check it out.
I'll take you on sometime. Not going to watch Queen's
Really
Gambit, but
it's fairly
good.
good.
I didn't know what a pawn was?
I don't know. Pawn shop?
Gosh.
I don't know. Brent, I don't know sometimes with you. But anyways, please
but
continue.
anyway, this is going to be problematic for Irving. One, he's in his own head.
Yeah.
Two, he's kind of afraid to face the music on some of these things that he said in the past, so do it. And now if you call the media a pawn in New York, good luck, buddy.
It's a good point.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's a great point.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're making your own bed there.
Yeah.
And maybe he is smart in this sense. He should just Marshawn Lynch it. He should never talk and just get fined $25,000. Well, just get fined $25,000. Those guys make so much money in the NBA. Yeah. $25,000 every week would be nothing.
It's pocket change.
There was a part of that where he can't file a grievance because it's too low. Like, I guess
really?
Yeah, there was something to that, actually. People were asking. And then the other part of that is, I guess, the fine money goes towards charity. So he had put a thing on his Instagram saying, like, I hope that they'll use the fine money for certain things and stuff like that. So he kind of turned it in a way.
Yeah, he's got a 4-year.
So he's trying to put a positive spin on him getting fined and not facing the media.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 4-year, $136 million contract.
I think he's okay with $25,000 fines.
That's a lot of capital growth.
Yeah, that's a lot of wines cork sniffing,
sending it back.
I think he's just doing himself. He's making it more trouble than it's worth. And by the way, like we said the other day, it's not like he's like the 15th biggest star in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's a storyline and he's been out and now it's the rent. He's going to be a storyline. I'm not dismissing that. But, it's like 10 other storylines before Kyrie Irving in the NBA.
What bugs me, though, about this, like, listen, Brooklyn, expectations are high this year for Brooklyn.
Heck, they should be.
Right? And you have to deliver. And, like, he's from the theory right now, the thoughts of, hey, you guys are distracting me and my team, so I'm not going to talk to you. But in doing so and calling the media pawns, you're creating a bigger distraction for your team. Like, you're being what you're trying not to be right now. Like, I understand sometimes the media is the enemy and they say some stuff. Like, I get that. And I've been there. But you still have a job to do, right? And they have a job to do. So I say man up. It comes with a gig. It's part of the contract you sign. And if you want to get fined every single time, then so be it. But just know, when you make these comments like this, you're being more distracting than just showing up to the media.
Hey, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, I don't know how everybody feels about Cuban. I think there's been some stuff inside Dallas. I think he can get in the political realm sometimes. So then who knows how you feel. What he did with J.J. Barea was pretty cool, right? Signs him to a $2.6 million deal.
That's classic.
It does two things. It was a cool notion, right, for of him to do that.
Yeah.
For a guy who had been an important part of their organization and not necessarily a star guy in their organization. But it also showed you, man, the money in the NBA is sick.
Yeah.
To just be able to be like, here's $2.6 million for your services over. That's a nice little bonus.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it was. It was a Christmas bonus.
No big deal.
For $2.6 million, but very cool. I'm surprised, actually, we don't see that more. Maybe it's a bad precedent to set because then you got to do it all the time.
It's not a good look. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of pressure that comes with that then because then everyone's expecting that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like this song, by the way.
Do you think we're going to get a $2.6 million bonus here?
It's Christmas time coming up.
Yeah. I think we're going to get the wine cork that someone sniffed and before they threw it away.
Is this song from Blade? When they're the club? The underground club?
It might be.
Is this copyright? You might have stole something here. Walking through the club with Blade, Wesley Snipes. Let's go to break, huh?
Let's go to break.
T-Swift coming up.
A little high school football coming up, too. Team's still alive in the quest for a state championship. We'll talk about them next. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny today, mild temperatures inland reaching the low 70s, upper 60s at the coast, but it will be dry. Dry for your nighttime Friday night plans. We'll see overnight lows dropping down into the upper 40s and low 70s with just an isolated shower on Saturday. With your first alert forecast, I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Garrett Beedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Just in time for the holidays, save up to 40% on everything store-wide at Beards Diamonds.
Attention licensed real estate agents. Are you looking to grow your business and add to your bottom line? Hello, my name's Steve Seckler. I'm the broker owner of Hometown Realty here in Jacksonville. At Hometown Realty, we specialize in lead generation for our agents. In just this past week, we handed our team members nearly 200 buyer and seller leads. We also train our agents on the value of property management. This strategy allows our team members to have a regular, reoccurring income and a future pipeline of buyers and sellers. Not only can you depend on a high volume of leads, but you can depend on a support structure, including transaction coordination and a broker that's available 24/7 to help you grow your business. So if adding lots of leads and growing your real estate career interests you, give me a call, Steve Seckler at Hometown Realty, 904-334-3985. Again, Steve Seckler, Hometown Realty, 904-334-3985.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Here's an unexpected holiday surprise. A flash sale on all earrings at Diamonds Direct. This weekend, 25% off. This is something we never do, but we made a last-minute decision. All earrings marked down an incredible 25%. Diamond studs, diamond hoops, colored gemstone earrings, all included. It is one truly epic earring event. What woman doesn't love a nice pair of diamond stud earrings for Christmas? Make it happen this weekend and save an unprecedented 25%. Special financing available too. Friday through Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our best wellness program, and welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
This Christmas, what do you buy for the golfer in your life? Cheap rounds and lots of them. That's what you'll get with a Dream 18 golf card. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round, plus card fees, at great area golf courses like the Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club, Lemon Island Golf Club, and 6 others. And this isn't just a golf card. You get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free dome hat, a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for just $95. It's the perfect gift just in time for the holidays.
ESPN 690 SportsCenter Update.
Happy Friday. I'm Jake Mitchell. Last night in the Thursday night football East Coast versus West Coast showdown, New England was wicked ineffective, kid, falling below 500 with a final score of 24-3. It's winning QB Jared Goff after the game.
Yeah, it was one of those drives where it was 4th and short and we knew we were going to go for it. You're feeling that momentum. Sean feels it as well, and I think, it felt good. I think it was 17 plays and was able to finish with a touchdown and had a couple of 4th down conversions there. As a quarterback, you may think that's not fun. Those are the best. Those are the best when we're just pounding it and able to make those plays. And then I think I had a QB sneak on that drive as well. And so those are the best.
And the NBA's miniature offseason is over as a full slate of games hit the hardwood tonight. The SportsCenter Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Austin Lane.
And I'm going to regurgitate it to you. I'm like a mother bird right now, and I'm spewing it in your mouth.
Brent Martineau.
You got doves flying and mother birds all week.
I'm trying to baby bird you right now, man.
Yeah, well, this is why I tease stuff and don't get to it.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Another new song.
Who's got to be a little careful right there? Just like pop the mic on.
Oh, I'm not worried, Brent.
Could be in the middle of swearing.
Well, that's because you got a foul mouth on you.
I've
Get up with soap. Did you
I've been swearing a lot this week.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. My mom did that.
You had soap? Like a bar of soap?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
When I was a kid.
Dang.
That's how I came up with the bowl cut. Bar of soap and then a bowl cut.
Another piece of the puzzle falls into place now. Makes sense. Man, rough childhood for you.
Weber just said he's a wine guy. He's becoming a wine guy. You know what I said to him? I was like, Weber, you're way too cheap to be a wine guy.
Ooh, that's a good point. He's got a good point.
Publix has some good BOGOs now. I'll tell you what.
It is crazy if you buy in the store. Like when I go buy, maybe a few years back, I don't know when the first time was, but a few years back, and you're buying like holiday gifts for people.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, I'll go get a bottle of wine. Somebody will tell me. And I thought for sure, like I'd go to the store and they'd be like, oh, this is a great bottle of wine. It'd be like $14. I'm like, how can that be a great bottle of wine? Like one 12-ounce can of a good beer is more than that.
For sure.
I mean,
I've had those too. Yeah, those are good too.
So I was stunned by that.
Yeah.
That you could, but then you see it in a restaurant. It's like $180. I was like, damn it, they got this at Publix for like $14. I know it.
So Stuart, are you like the type of guy now, like we're at your age where you come home from a hard day of work, you slip off your shoes, you get a bottle of wine and like watch some NASCAR, or what are you doing?
No,
I guess it doesn't really go together, does it?
No, unless they're racing in
My bad.
Unless
he's a big NASCAR guy,
I know,
but
you could have said like Netflix.
Hey, don't judge people. I'm sure there's some wine drinking NASCAR fans out there.
There's a race in Sonoma.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Enough
wine
said.
land.
Enough said. Right in the wheelhouse.
No, I don't do that.
Okay. Yet.
I like to share a bottle of wine with other people.
Okay, so it's more of like a social thing for you.
Yeah, it's a social thing.
Because some people just come home and drink.
No, I go. Okay. I'll just have a beer at the end of the night.
There you go.
Watching NASCAR.
Is wine better for you from a calorie standpoint?
It's less calories.
I'm sure there's antioxidants too.
Antioxidants, that's a word. And it has good, some health benefits in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tastes like grapes.
I knew it. I just texted a guy, one of the wine guy that I know. I said, have you ever sent back a bottle of wine after testing it? He said, yes.
All the time. I live by, whatever.
I just texted him. I knew it.
Sounds about right.
I have sent back a box of wine, and it was
Tour de Frenzy.
Hey, we played a little golf this morning. Good day of golfing.
Cool.
We're freezing, and then sweating.
Yeah, I guess the weather
good
was
day. It was cold this morning.
It was cold this morning,
and then it's like 39 degrees, and then what did it end up like 70?
Yeah, 70 at the end of the round. It was good.
Cool. You want to know how much of a wuss Weber is?
Uh-oh.
He had long johns on.
Oh yeah.
Like the old school, like white long johns?
Not white ones, no.
Okay, but
more of an athletic one, underneath my golf pants.
What was it, like Under Armour, or was it like long johns?
Yeah, like Under Armour.
Oh, okay. Well, we can't call them long. Like long johns are like
I call them long johns. That's, that's on me.
Well, then you're a wuss. You call them long johns. But anyways,
come on, long johns like that like flannelly netting kind of like
Exactly. It was an extra
it
layer.
It unravels like 10 times to the wash. Yeah,
that brings back living in Rhode Island.
It was a highly necessary extra layer.
Okay,
because it was.
I mean, it was pretty cold. So you're making fun of him because he was.
Well,
because he wanted to be warm?
Well, you knew it was like an hour into it. It was cold to start. And so, like, I had like a stocking cap on, a little pants, and then he told us about like the 8th hole. He said, get a little hot.
It was good, though. No, I've got no problem with the bottom half, sweating. That's fine. I got no problem with that. The top half, you have to get to lose the layers, you know? Because I started with 4 layers at the beginning of the round.
Okay, well, that's a little aggressive.
He is from Florida. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're not in Wisconsin, though.
Born in a
4
desert,
layers.
grew up in South Florida, these.
4 layers is a little aggressive for my liking.
Out there, we had a good time. Southampton, by the way, part of our Dream 18 card. Check it out on ESPN690.com. And I was telling the story. I said on Twitter, I said today would have been, if I had booked that round on like Golf Now, which a lot of people do, it would have been $65 or $69. Starting in January, you purchase this card, and you get to, it would have been $29.
That's much less. Yeah.
So
deals. We like deals.
Yeah, it's a good deal. That's how you kind of save 8 courses, 4 businesses, some free stuff along the way. So check it out, ESPN690.com. While you're there, you can also check out our Deck the Doors campaign. We got a lot going on. And our Honda the Avenues Athlete of the Week. The vote will close in about a half hour. Stone Newsom from Middleburg High School, football player. Jelena Hope, volleyball player from Oakleaf. And Kyrie Hammond, a football player from Rains, up for our nominees for our ESPN 690 Athlete of the Week.
I'll tell you what, there aren't too many better football names than Stone Newsom out there.
That's pretty good.
Just want to throw that out there, yeah.
That's really good.
I mean, he should win on his name alone, but we'll see what the numbers say.
Gators now he's O-lineman, by the way, Stone Forsyth, one of the O-linemen for the Gators. Yeah.
I like that.
High school football.
Yeah, we got some
It's
games
an interesting night, right? Because we're not flooded with games. We've lost teams, but there are teams that are alive that are playing in the state titles next week that actually have like a bye. And so Trinity, Bowles, University Christian will all play in the state championship game next Wednesday, Thursday, but they don't play this week. Big one tonight, at least in Northeast Florida, St. Augustine. They're back, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Brian Braddock, that's his program. That's where he went to school, so he's got a lot of pride, as an alum of the Yellow Jackets, of, playing under Coach Wiles and playing under that great dynasty that they had back in the day where they won every single year, district title after district title, and a state title along the way. Well, he's got that team playing really well. They started the year 1-2, right? They've won the last 9. So, you ring off a nice 9-game winning streak and doing it in impressive fashion against some of these teams that they've played, like Escambia, Mosley, and Pace, all these teams from the Panhandle who are always a tough out every year in the postseason. And then Columbia last week in Lake City, one of our best, environments to catch a game in Northeast Florida, Southeast Georgia. So, St. Augustine has been battle tested. I don't know a whole lot about Lake Mineola, the team that they're taking on. I know it's an Orlando area team, and they too have won 9 games in a row. So a battle between those squads to see who gets their 10th in a row and who gets to go to the state championship game next Friday, and that'll be at Doak Campbell Stadium. So I do love that aspect of it, that our local high schools are getting the chance to play, in a great venue like Doak Campbell Stadium. No disrespect to, the Citrus Bowl or Daytona. Stadium, Gene Cox Stadium in Tallahassee as well. But, it's really cool when they get a chance to play where the college stars of our state get to play. And, you look at some of the archival footage back in the day, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium would host some state championship games. So they'd have a chance to play in the swamp for a state title. That's so cool. The fact that now they get to go at Doak Campbell Stadium and play where the Seminoles play on Saturdays is really cool as well. So a great opportunity for St. Augustine tonight to get it done. We'll have our fingers crossed and hope that they can return home with a victory.
Yeah, and a couple of games in Southeast Georgia as well. One game that we have that we can go get.
Yeah, just the one game up in Waycross, Ware County, playing host to Cartersville. I don't know if you know one of the famous alumni from Cartersville. Austin?
I got nothing, guys. Sorry.
That would be one Trevor Lawrence.
No, okay.
From Cartersville High School.
I've heard of him.
Yep.
Do they like statues already and stuff for him or not?
They're working on it.
Let's go.
Sure they're
Hurry up
working
and
on one.
cast that bronze and let's go.
Let's hope they end up putting more up there than Nice has for Tim Tebow, which is like a 4x4 number 15 on the scoreboard.
But he didn't go to school there, though,
I don't
right?
care.
Did Trevor Lawrence go to school there or not?
Yeah, he went to school there.
Well, then, you're getting the 10x10 bronze bust of Trevor Lawrence. Flowing hair and everything.
Do you think, just because Jalen Hurts, people know him from Alabama, Oklahoma just says, nah, I never went here?
Hey, I'm just saying, if you're going to spend the time and effort of making a bust or some kind of bronze statue, you better went to school there.
Well, we'll see if Nice does anything more for Tim down the road, maybe.
I got a welcome to Yulee sign for Derrick Henry.
Hey, I have a jersey when you walk in in the gym.
Do you?
I got a jersey up there. It's retired, yeah.
Oh.
But,
All right.
I don't want to brag, Tim. I don't want to brag, but,
I do think his jersey is retired.
But is it hanging up, though, when you walk in the facilities?
I've been there in a while.
Probably not. And I beat you in the Wonderlick, so... Not a good year for Tim Tebow.
I'm sure his jersey is retired there.
Beat him in the Wonderlick. It's been a rough go for Tim.
Check the stats, man. You think you're doing something, then this guy from Murray State comes along, Wonderlick scores you out of the gym, out of the facility, and now we're here.
I just Wonderlicked you.
Yeah, I Wonderlicked you.
Oh, that doesn't sound right either.
No, that's a T-shirt. I Wonderlicked Tim Tebow.
Oh, dear.
Not sound right.
I don't care.
Sounds like something Gene Fournette would
Sounds
tweet.
very aggressive, and I'm hearing it back in my head, and I don't like where it's going, but I'm sticking with it. I'm here now. I'm not going to go backwards. Wonder like Tim Tebow.
What an hour of radio this has been in this 5 o'clock hour here on ESPN 690.
It's Friday.
Yeah, so Ware County.
You give us a Jaguars team that's also 11 in a row, and this is what you
want.
get.
Yeah,
by Friday at 5.
Yeah. So Ware County tonight at home against Cartersville, and the Gators of Ware County. For the folks in Southeast Georgia, that is a renowned place to play at Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's an old minor league baseball stadium from way back in the day. They haven't played baseball there in forever, but they used the stadium structure and kept it up, and now built that football stadium out, and they also have it on both sides. So you kind of have where you can tell where the baseball field was, where you have the big stadium structure, but then you also have normal football bleachers on both sides as well.
Okay, I got you. So then is there still seating in the old stadium structure as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's part of the seating. That's, a lot of folks can sit there, and you get the band off in one corner. So
cool.
Very easy socially distanced there, I would say.
Nice.
Lots of seats. So pretty cool that, they'll be at home again tonight. And if they win, then they are on to the state semifinals next week, and they would host if they get a victory tonight. So we'll be pulling for the folks in Waycross as well as St. Augustine on the road down at Lake Minneola.
All right, quick thought on next week. You like the chances, just an early look ahead, University Christian Trinity Bowls.
Yeah, the one I'm most...
Are we getting any hardware?
I think we'll get hardware, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm familiar with some of the teams that they're playing. So Cardinal Gibbons is who Bowles has to play, and Cardinal Gibbons just laid out Cocoa, or American Heritage, Cocoa, last week, Cocoa. And that's not easy to do. I mean, obviously that's a team that they've had to battle in the past, so I think that's going to be a very strong team taking on Bowles. As for the other two, I think one's playing Chaminade Madonna, one's playing Champagnat Catholic.
Say that first one again.
Chaminade Madonna.
That's a real thing.
That is a real thing.
Impressive, Stuart.
Yeah, and Champagnat Catholic is the other one as well. And these are teams they've played in the past. It's just, it is so hard to tell because, they're out of area and you don't know what kind of challenge they're bringing or, how our teams really stack up against those teams until you play, until you get between the lines. So I'm hopeful that a couple, all three would be great. The good news is we're sending Marcel, and Marcel brings home titles.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he's a good luck charm.
He is a good luck
ring
charm.
chaser.
He's a ring chaser and a trophy chaser.
Yeah.
So he'll bring some good luck and go win our local team some titles, and then he'll say he was on the team like 10 years from now. he'll have like a trophy at his house that he somehow
He's Jack
found.
Easterby apparently.
Hey, chase it when you can, man.
Hey, do we have we did one of my favorite things we've done or really done in TV is what we call MOPE, making of a program, MOPE, M-O-A-P. And so we did this documentary style on St. Augustine.
It was good, yeah.
I
enjoyed that.
Put a lot of work into it. And
it's still on YouTube, by the way.
I was going to say, is it on our Action Sports Shacks?
Yeah,
on
it's on there.
ESPN 690
if you search
page?
for making of a program on our YouTube page, you'll find it. It's a, full, I guess, with commercials, 30-minute show.
Yeah.
Just basically detailing the past, present, and future of the St. Augustine Yellow Jackets. And we put a lot of effort into that thing. And I was very happy with how it came out.
Yeah.
Right on.
I was a little upset we didn't get any awards for it.
Yep.
That's neither here nor there.
It's okay.
But
But anyway,
it was award worthy.
Do we need to knock down some doors here?
I mean,
is there some politics involved in this
Fight some
decision?
people.
Yeah.
Well, the cool part about that is now Brian Braddock was getting handed, taking over for Joey Wiles, who had built the program up. And, like Stuart said, Braddock had gone through the program. He'd come back home. But now, to me, this is like, it's worth going back and almost watching that. I'm going to actually check it out again because now he's made it back. They're in the Final Four. I don't know if they'll win tonight. But that's where St. Augustine wants to be. They want to knock on that door all the time. And they never really went down too much. I mean, they had a rough year last year, I think it was.
Yeah, they had their district title streak snapped 2 years ago. I think
and then they finally lost to Bartram. So it wasn't like, man, they were just rolling over everybody. But it's a good program, and they love their football down there in St. Augustine. Yeah. And it was really kind of a
ton
cool
of really
look
good
at
players on that team this year.
At the history of it, and some of the great players that have gone through the program. So I really, it's cool for Brian Braddock, who that program means a lot to, and for the people down there to see them in the Final Four. Like I'm not sure when high school is interesting, right? I'm not sure it captures everybody in the area.
Sure.
In Northeast Jackson, in Northeast Florida. But down like in that pocket, and kind of like what Stuart was saying about Columbia, like Lake City, Columbia is one of the best areas of high school football because they love it, man. On a Friday night, it's a ghost town, when they're good and things are hopping. You go up to Camden County, it's like that. They when things are good,
it's
man,
life.
they love it.
Yeah.
And so you get some of those feels. Every high school has a sense of pride anyway, but there are just some pocket. Baker County is very much like it, right? So to that area, I would think right now in the coffee shops and in the mom and pop restaurants and the places where the regulars go, they're talked a lot about St. Augustine Yellow Jacket football this week. We might not have on the radio. We might not have, on TV like every single day like we talked to Jags. But down there, they were talking more about that high school football team than they were about the Jags, the Gators, and everybody else is my guess, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
And here's the thing. I want them to win a state title for the sole fact that I would like to see Brian Braddock smile. Like, legit.
Pretty old school type of coach.
They win a game, like last week, over Lake City, Columbia.
Yeah.
Nothing. No positive emotion on his face.
Very Nick Saban-esque.
Locked in, ready for the next one.
Like it.
Because, he can be intense as a sideline coach and always be locked in on the next one and ready to go. So I want them to win so I can see him smile, interact with his kids, have a good time, and really be able to revel in the victory.
Is he an older gentleman?
No.
Nope.
Oh, really? A young guy, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, that's even more crazy to me. Interesting.
Young guy. All right, hey, go ahead.
I want to ask, so there's that one school you said?
Chaminade Madonna.
Yeah. Do you know their mascot? Because I've been trying to type that name in, and it gets M. Night Shyamalan. I can't figure. How do you spell it?
Chaminade, like the college.
Oh, I don't.
CHAMINADE.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to find out later. Because I'm curious, do you know what their mascot is?
No.
Like, what would you call them? Okay, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fighting Madonnas?
The Fighting Madonnas? The Fighting Prima Donnas?
Speaking of Taylor Swift, you excited about that album dropping?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about
Happened
it.
at midnight. Cool.
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Oh, welcome to the real world here,
Is that
Stuart.
DeAndre's sister?
Nah, not quite.
No.
Oh, show a little respect, please, to the princess that she is. Kuz, your thoughts? Are we playing some songs?
How big a deal is Taylor Swift's album coming out at midnight last night on 95.1 WAPE?
Wow.
It was a big enough deal that my boss called me to wake me up at midnight to go put the song on
No
the
way.
station.
What? No.
You got to come in here?
Well, I can do it from home,
But
yeah.
still, yeah, woken up?
Yeah. Literally, was laying down, relaxing. It was
You're playing
hey,
video games.
Taylor
You're
Swift
still
dropped
awake.
an album. Put it on air.
Dang.
Hey, what has changed in the last 2 years between you guys? I remember doing a show in the
No,
first
I'm
3
kidding.
months
Yeah.
of this existence.
Yep.
And you guys were like out of your mind when a Taylor Swift album was coming out.
Yeah.
And this one you don't seem to care about.
Cuz, you
What's
want to go
happened
first
with
or
your
should I?
relationship with Taylor Swift?
It's very personal, first of all. We shouldn't be talking about it, but
This is another album, but it's just a replay of her other album, Folklore, so it's not like it's a total different vibe.
okay, now be careful, Kuz, because once again, we're getting that Taylor Swift bump right now,
Right,
and her
right.
fan
No, I
base is
know.
hardcore. So when you say things like that, you're putting the whole show in jeopardy.
I like it, but it wasn't like it was a whole new sound that she's been doing in the past.
I like it, but
Hey, go to the bullpen for WAPE and get me in there. So here's what's up with Taylor Swift, Brent. She's always found a way to reinvent herself, right? She started in country music, obviously, worked way up to pop. Then it was a little hip hop with Kendrick Lamar. And now she's to the stage in her life where it's more of like singing from the heart, not necessarily so like all these drum beats and things like that. It's just a guitar. It's just acoustically. It's more feeling and heart than it is actually like clicks and whistles, let's just call it, right? So she teamed up with a couple people that are, like Justin Vernon from Bon Iver. They're very folk-driven people. So this is like another folk album.
Okay.
And what Kuz was trying to say is, well, her last album was the folk album. So I think people are already like, all right, Taylor, where are you going to go next? And she essentially went to the exact same spot that she just came from.
She went back to the well.
She went back to the well again, right?
Well, that's because like the music that they were putting out, she's like, this is so good. Why would we stop it? Like, this sounds so good.
This is the music right here where you
gotta
take
ride
home
the
the
wave,
Grammys.
man.
Yeah. No, I get it. But like, you got to keep in mind, her old fan base, the fan base that grew up with her like me, they want like the poppy Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily want like the, mopey, like heartbreaking Taylor Swift. Well, that's what it is, Brent. It's yeah. I mean, like
Is that making of a program?
Yeah, that's a little different.
Sorry, mopey. Well, yeah, that fits too. Yeah, so they want that. And
I
also,
got you.
yeah,
That makes sense to me. That I understand.
You got that?
All right, real quick. Versus
yes.
Taylor Swift against who?
She's like a one. Oh, man. Kuz,
Well,
you
she
go
had
first.
beef with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Maybe Kim Kardashian, too.
Well, Kim Kardashian, hey, we're not. What are you going to show up Kim Kardashian in versus? There's only one thing you can show, and we're not going to talk about it. I would definitely go Taylor Swift and Katy Perry. No, I take it back. Sorry, guys, my bad. You ready for this one? Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus. Boom. Very good.
Could you do...
Those goosebumps will go away.
Could you do Taylor Swift, Casey Musgraves?
Nope.
Old kind of country, new kind of country.
I don't make Austin pick sides. Listen, I don't want my girl Casey doing these sideshow versus things. She's not ready for that quite yet. Let her do her own thing. I want Miley Cyrus, a girl that has reinvented herself many times, starting in country music, against the other girl
She's got the number
who has
one rock
reinvented
album.
Exactly. Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, make it happen.
All right, we got to get out of here with Give Me One Thing. Heisman watch again this week. Kyle Trask against LSU. Mac Jones against Arkansas. No, Arkansas? They play in Arkansas? Alabama?
Yeah, Arkansas.
Yeah. Does it mean anything for the Heisman, or is it all about next week? Because you got to be careful to slip up, right?
You do, but it's all about next week.
Both are going to put up 3 or 4 touchdowns and 300 or 400 yards.
Yeah, I would think, but
Yeah.
you've got to be. My catch line here is you got to be careful not to mess it up.
No, you do.
Like, it's not about winning the Heisman. It's about don't give any doubt about the Heisman.
Correct.
This week. I don't think you can lose the Heisman this week either.
No. But I agree with you, but it's all about next week.
All right. Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on TV all weekend along CBS 47, Fox 30. Live, local, loud coming up next. Gators and Knowles in basketball, 11 a.m. on ESPN 690 tomorrow.
Happy holidays from the team at CGC Water. This holiday season, our gift to you is clean drinking water. A Kinetico system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier Softener like the one we have at our home. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember now, this is a limited time offer. A free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier Softener. Special holiday financing available for a limited time with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Kinetico dealer. Have a happy and safe holiday season.
Why call a professional if you're only going to get a half solution? That's my philosophy. You called me to truly fix your problems like, boom, fixed and fixed right. So when Griffin Service offered full service drain clearing, I insisted we take that approach. And for drains, it's not really about busting the clog. Sure, we'll do that better than anyone. But honestly, most Jake with a snake chuck in a truck plumbers can bust a clog. Professional quality drain clearing is really about taking an out-of-control situation and putting you, the client, back in control. I'm talking about transparency, with upfront pricing and camera work included in the price, so you know that the problem was fixed and fixed right. Because on the off chance you've got a bigger problem than clog busting can solve, you'll want to know you're dealing with a plumber you can trust, who has all the equipment to fix problems properly and guarantee the work. So call the plumbers to do it right at
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697.
Boss, have you heard the latest about the ding-dong doorbell cameras?
What, more employees spying on customers?
Nope.
Hackers again?
No, boss, this time they had to recall over 350,000 video doorbells.